No, but yeah, that's
And
not
we're
what they
live.
call it though.
Okay. Make sure our conversation's not gonna. No,
No slurs have leaked yet.
no, I don't care.
No, yes, yeah. Me neither.
I'm like somebody. Anyway.
It's okay.
So this video, this stream, we're gonna be going through the Azut Passanatiasa, the cow. So we're gonna read Surah 2, unfortunately, all the way through, if we make it. And we will just be going through and so the reason why we're reading this is Muslims view the cow as the greatest miracle. It's they view the Quran as a greater miracle than resurrection of the dead. So the resurrection of Jesus would be a lesser miracle than the Quran, according to Muslims, because the Quran is a miracle that every person can see, is their mindset. Because everyone can get a Quran, and because they can pick it up and read it, this is somehow a greater miracle than raising the dead.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and then within that, the cow is apparently the greatest of the Quran, and within the cow, the throne verse is the greatest of the greatest. And there's this legend about how whenever the throne verse, so Surah 255, whenever that was read, like all the kings in the world bowed down all like simultaneously. So this is the proof of Islam, is the cow. So we're going to read through the cow to find, is Islam true?
You know, Hinduism is big on cows too. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this might actually, so Brahmin is not typically a cow. I'm trying to think of like what deity is a cow, and none of them are currently
Yeah.
popping up in my head. I don't remember what the cow
Eating's a
stuff is.
cow.
I think it's like the giving of life or the giver of life, because
Because all the milk.
yeah.
Sounds
But that's
about
very
right.
interesting.
The Quran has a similar type idea where they think that the cow, like cattle, are proof of God's existence.
Well, in
I'm not even making that up.
Hinduism, that's kind of crazy. In Hinduism, apparently, they have like a wish granting, like cow deity type beat. Um,
I thought that was just Ganesh and he's an elephant.
yeah, but this is apparently Kamadenu, something like that. I don't know.
He's not in
really know.
Smite.
No,
Not real. They're not in Smite. They're not real.
Facts.
I wonder if Muhammad had a Indian friend that
He had many actually. No.
that talked to him about some cow, and he just plugged it into the Quran. You know, that's kind of his.
Yeah.
Oh, she
vibe.
has a peacock tail and breasts. Of course, she has breasts. It's Hinduism.
Yeah.
Interesting. She has udders and breasts. That is so funny.
Sounds about right.
Why?
Sense. That's science back then, you know. That biology.
Oh man. Okay. She's the the quadruple breasted one. Anyway.
Can we stop talking about titties?
The cow. The cow.
Like,
let's get into the cow.
It's been 2 streams we've been talking about breasts.
Look,
like
cow.
I'm so sick and
Breastfeeding-
tired of it. Yeah.
Breastfeeding gives everyone life other than those raised on formula.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
unnatural babies.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Allah's children.
Okay, the cow. Anyway, so Aleph Lam Mim is how the cow starts. And I made a note about this earlier. If you put those letters together, so if we were to read this in the Arabic, I have it pulled up in Logos, not the Critical Quran. Let me pull it up in here. Let me remove this because I'm not actually sharing my line. Streamer is not always the best when it comes to that. So if we have Logos here, we go to the cow. You see this Aleph Lam, and we open it up in the Arabic. The way that they're put together is literally just with an Aleph, a Lem, and then a Mim. Well, if you translate that, it translates as pain.
Okay.
Or agony or suffering. Those are the 3 ways to translate Aleph Lem Mim. So we have that, and if you've read the cow, and I'm pretty sure both of you have read the cow, or
No,
did you come in
this-
after
on
that?
we did
No,
a
I have
little bit
not.
on the Islam stream, you and I, but
Okay.
or Islam stream, the Islamic Dilemma project.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I haven't read it on my own time, so it's like
Okay. So
it's gonna be a refresh.
the cow
I'm-
is the most painfully boring surah in the whole Quran.
Oh my gosh, that's saying a lot considering the whole Quran is just excruciating to read.
Yeah, you came into the Islamic Dilemma project way after we started, so you kind of
Yeah.
you jumped right in the thick of it.
Yeah.
It's my contention that the Quran was ordered in the way that it's ordered. It's not actually ordered from most number of verses to the least number, despite what they actually claim. That's not at all the ordering. If you look up the ordering, it is nothing of that sort. For like the general regression, if you do a plot of regression, it's downward. But anyway, I think they put the cow second to get people to not actually read the book because it's
Okay.
so like I know the first time I tried to read the Quran, I tapped out halfway through the cow.
Jeez.
It's okay.
So I don't actually know if we're gonna get through the entire cow in this stream. If we do, I'd be kind of impressed. It's 300 verses, so we'll go through.
Okay.
a
Sorry.
bunch, yeah.
Can you give the premise of this?
What the cow is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
So-
gonna die. I know it. I already can tell.
Okay. So the cow is the first massive but the cow is so beautiful.
Bro.
It's the proof.
It's the proof.
Yeah. So the cow is the first Medinan surah, at least the first big one. So Muhammad started reciting in 610 and he stopped in 632 when he died, if I remember the dates correctly. And during this time period, he was in Mecca for a while. He was peaceful, and he kept telling the Jews, or not the Jews, the people of his tribes, the Quraysh tribe, so pagans, that I was prophesied. I am a prophet of the great God Allah. I was prophesied in the Bible, and whenever we go to a place that has Jews and Christians, they will confirm that I am in the Bible. That I was prophesied that they'll find a prophet from Arabia who was prophesied. He'll have the mole on his back. It'll be a whole ordeal. Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
I need to shave my nose hairs, man.
It's not the description of a donkey. I didn't know that.
Yeah, the only true prophecy you can get from the Bible is that he's a donkey.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he's in Mecca for a long time, and he is just gaslighting all of his followers into thinking, because I think he actually believes that he is in the Bible. I think he actually believes he's a prophet.
Yeah.
So he's teaching for like a decade in Mecca, and then the people in Mecca drive him out of the city. He is forced to leave violently, partially because he's a caravan robber, and partly because he is like just stirring up trouble and causing problems. So we have Muhammad fleeing Mecca, going towards Medina. Now, Medina had Jews and Christians living there, specifically a large Jewish settlement. So the context of the cow is it was just in Mecca. He's hyping up the people of the book, so the Jews and Christians, and the Gnostics, apparently, the Sabians. And he's hyping up. He gets there. He tells them, "Hey guys, I'm here." And then all of them make fun of him. And the cow is a response to the people making fun of him.
Nice.
So it is the longest surah because it's just him ranting about nonsense and him being offended.
Okay, just crash out journal.
It's literally a
300
crash-out
verses of
biography.
crashing out. Okay.
Yeah.
Dear
Yeah,
diary,
Hell, it's me again. Hello.
it's me again.
Yeah.
So
The Jews.
Muhammad, man, My nose. Itchy so bad.
Bro,
I
stop
do
doing
not.
stop
don't
doing
do
that
nose
sugar
candy.
booger sugar, bro.
I don't do nose
too.
candy. I'm telling you. I just need to
Okay.
shave my nose.
I don't know,
hairs.
man. When I was editing the video, bro, I'm just
It
saying.
was so bad.
Yo.
It was so
That was most of the cuts, by the way.
He's talking about the video coming out this Friday on the Shroud Fern, and I
Oh,
legitimately had to stop speaking because right whenever I talk, it's like vibrating my nose hairs and it's tickling. So like I have this itchy, tickly sensation in my left nostril right now, and it's driving me insane. I literally screamed during the recording. 'Cause I
Okay.
just couldn't take it anymore.
Thought you
I'm
were
over
yelling
it.
at someone else.
Do we need to take like a 15 or something? Or
No, I'm good. It's
No,
fine.
not that.
It's fine. No, I'm just crashing out like Muhammad in the cow.
Oh, okay.
I'm just getting emotionally
into
into his
character.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
getting
okay,
into the
getting-
mindset of the person that wrote
No
this.
wonder the videos are so long, bro.
Oh, I know, man, dude. Anyway, so that's the background. That's the context. Is he
Okay.
is essentially crashing out on being told that he's an idiot, and that
Okay.
they start mocking him.
Okay.
And then you see this all throughout the rest of the Medinan Surah as the people are mocking him and mocking him and mocking him. Eventually, he goes to war against them and slaughters them all. And then the final
course.
revelations of Islam is Surah 5 and Surah 9, which are the most explicitly violent, in which you are called to
kill all the Jews
kill all the Jews.
and Christians.
Specifically, Surah 30, 930 is the one that is about the Jews. So this one, fight against those who do not believe in Allah or the last day, and do not forbid what Allah and His Messenger forbidden. Do not follow the religion of truth, even if they're among the people of the book. So even if
Wait,
they're Jews
so-
or Christians.
What do the Muslims say? And I guess we can get into this as we're reading, but what is their take on this part, like the cow? Like,
The cow? They make fun of it.
I mean, like, what are they like? Oh yeah, like they understand that he's mad and now he wants to kill Jews and Christians because he wasn't seen in the previous books.
I mean, whenever he was delivering this, he didn't really have quite a military strength yet. So he was not in a position to conquer them. He just got kicked out of Mecca because he couldn't fight back. So he eventually reconquers Mecca once he builds up an army. But he starts raiding nearby cities and settlements, taking their women and children, conscripting their men that want to follow to be able to take other people's men and like women and children. Because sex slavery is halal inside of Islam. So if you tell a bunch of men that want to do violence to women, hey, you can do violence to women and you're going to be rewarded for it, that kind of sells. So whenever he started getting more and more violent, he started getting more and more followers. And that's how he was able to build up his power. But whenever he first got here, this is just some ranting lunatic talking about how you're going to know who he is. That's pretty much the foundation of like the background context here. So yeah. And we're starting off strong with pain.
Pain.
So this is something that happens a lot in the. We're not getting copyright strike from singing pain.
Oh yeah, actually, never mind.
We can't sing on stream. I guess.
True. Not even for 1 second, bro. YouTube be wilding.
Yeah. Anyway, without love, Aleph Lim or Lam Mim. You want to say Lamed because it's the Hebrew. Because they have the same names as the Hebrew letters, just slightly altered. So this is the magic of the Quran. This is actually a miracle and a proof of the Quran's existence. These 3 letters. I might be asking yourself, what in the world are you talking about? The Quran oftentimes just starts with random letters at the beginning. And that's all it is. Aha.
It was okay.
I think the Poets does as well. You just see these random letters.
Oh,
And
man.
the best idea, Robert Spencer puts it in his little forward here. The best explanation is probably Christian liturgy. So the Syriac Christian liturgy, if you had a psalm that you were singing from, they had these letters that could enumerate the psalm so you knew which one to jump to or which one to sing for your hymns. So these letters might be from the lectionary from the liturgy that was done, and then he just took it like, hey, Christians do this, I'm gonna do it. So he's just making it up. It could just be him literally copying what the Christians are doing and him not knowing why, but he's just pretending it makes sense. Other than that, literally no one knows. So here is Jalalan,
Nice.
who's one of the biggest, like most important top seers of like semi-modern day. He says God knows what best was meant by this.
Wow.
So their scholars have no idea what these letters mean. No scholar whatsoever has any idea what any of these letters could mean. So they're miracles. These letters are one of the miracles of the Quran, and none but Allah knows their meanings. So they're actually treated as literal miracles of the Quran. They have no meaning. It happens to have a meaning here if you put them together, because it literally means pain and suffering.
It's what we're gonna go through reading these.
Yes. So this is priming
Yeah.
us for what we're about to
So good.
experience, which is
Yeah.
alam, which is pain.
That would-
in
That's a
Arabic.
miracle, though. That's a miracle in of itself. I
Yeah.
would say.
Sajid Lipton literally said that the magic letters prove the Quran is from Allah because they are so mystical.
They're just we just can't read them, bro.
He's one of the Dawa guys.
Oh,
He's an interesting fellow. Yeah.
It's okay.
You want to know about
But I
the
could-
Quran? Anyway.
Yeah, I bet I could find like there's this website. Don't ask me how I know this, but there's a
You're
website
about
that
to
like
pull out.
there's like no, there's like Muslim feet.
Lively.
Like I don't know.
Muslim feet?
Yeah, like this
like-
is when
That is
like a long time ago. A long time ago when we made the
Wait, are these like
video.
hijabi women's feet? Because that's the
no, it's literally the actual like Muhammad hijabs, people like that. So you go on here. I don't know the website. I wish I did. Hey, listen, I could like meme for it, like post it as a meme. I don't know what it is, but I found it when we were researching one of our Islam videos a while back, and I needed a picture of Muhammad hijab. So I looked him up on. I think I showed this to you. I looked him up on Google Images, and a picture of his
Oh,
feet showed up. You know what?
Oh
Let
my
me-
gosh.
Oh yeah, you did. You sent
let
me
me
that.
do
I was
this
like,
now,
why?
yeah. Let
Why
me
did
do
you?
this. I have to. Muhammad.
Okay, I'm not gonna show his feet.
Don't. But I have to now for research purposes, just to see.
Just research purposes.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm on to you, sir.
No. Don't.
Anyway, while he's looking into
No, don't say it like that.
verse 2, this book, there is no doubt in it. It is a guide to those who fear Allah. So the Quran claims all over the Quran that it is perfectly clear, that there's no doubt whatsoever that the Quran itself, the recitation itself, comes from Allah. And it gives a lot of proofs for the fact it comes from Allah. You turned off your camera. I'm worried about what you're doing. What are
Carry
you
on.
looking at? Okay.
No,
So some of the proofs of the Quran, according to the Quran, is that it will be perfectly preserved, it'll be perfectly clear, and there's no contradictions. So we're going to read through a lot of Surah Baqarah, the cow. I'm going to see, are there any contradictions? Is there any unclearness in it? Or is the clarity ever lacking? So if there's any time that you go, huh? That is like, yeah, okay, yeah, maybe the Quran's false. So anyway, who believe in the unseen and establish prayer and spend out of what we have given to them. And you who believe, and who believe in what has been revealed to you and what was revealed before you, and sure of the hereafter. So you have to believe in what was revealed before him. What would that be?
The Injil and the
Mhm.
Torah.
So this is a verse that is affirming the Bible. So you have to believe in Muhammad and you have to believe in the Quran and the Bible.
Interesting.
That's required for salvation.
That's possible.
These are the people who depend on guidance from their Lord. These are the successful. As for the unbelievers, it is all the same for them. Whether you warn them or don't warn them, they do not believe. Allah has sealed their hearing and their hearts, and over their eyes there is a covering. They will suffer an awful doom. So we're not going to go over it that much in this surah. It does mention it sometimes, but it's not as extreme. Where Allah says a bunch of times in the Quran that he himself causes people to go to hell. It's one of those related verses. Allah has sealed their hearing, their hearts, and their eyes, so
So they don't believe
they
in free will.
the Quran doesn't teach it. A lot of Muslims think that they believe it, but the Quran is outright denying that free will exists, possibly even for Allah,
What?
because it says that Allah can't even change the hour in which the end times happen.
I guess he's unchanged. Okay. Well,
Which kind of gets into like the whole open theism debate in general.
Yeah.
Does God have free will or not?
yeah.
If God knows the future, does he actually have free will? Because he's then is a slave to his own knowledge of it. Allah appears not to have free will, and the believers appear not to have any free will. And there's multiple times in the Quran where it says explicitly, no matter what you did, if Allah decided that you yourself were going to go to hell,
That's a wrap.
it's a wrap. You're
Um,
going to go to hell.
Lord, may you give
Dang.
me patience. May you tame my rage upon my enemies, please. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Amen.
The
when-
Englishman, by the way.
You don't have to pull it up twice. You do know that, right? It's fine. When here it says unbelievers, this is something sorry also for cutting off the comment. We'll read it real quick. But I was just curious because these two verses, not that they seem to contradict, but when he says these are the people who depend on guidance from their Lord, these are the successful. And then the next
Right.
sentence it says, as for the unbelievers, it is all the
Whether
same
you
for them, whether you
warn
warn
them
them
or
or
not.
don't warn them. Do not believe.
Because Allah has sealed their hearts and their
Yeah.
eyes have a covering.
Yeah,
So if you
it's kind of a
warn them,
contradiction.
it literally is a contradiction.
Yeah, but also
So-
like this is what I'm saying. Like when he says unbelievers, is he
Mhm.
referring to non-Muslims or is he also
Kafirs.
okay?
All
But
kafirs.
yeah, the sentence before he's like, yeah, but these are the successful ones. Like,
Yeah, those are
receive
the believers.
guidance.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So you
Okay.
have two categories. You have the believers and you have kafirs.
Yeah.
That's it.
And what does that even mean? Whether you warn them or don't warn them. So it's like
Whether
you're not
I
even.
tell you Allah is true and follow Muhammad and the Quran, or if I say nothing to you, they're going to go to hell.
Yeah, no, I get that, but
What's
it's
the
like
point?
what's the point? Like
Eat pork.
that makes no sense because we want to tell people, like, as far as the gospel, we want to tell people the good news, and you tell them, and it's up to them whether they want to accept it or not, but you at least tell them. So here it's like whether you warn them or not, that's dumb and that's harsh. And then the fact that on the next line it says Allah has sealed their hearing and their heart. So it's like you're in a lose-lose situation if you're an unbeliever.
Yes, but you don't get to pick if you're an unbeliever. Allah picks if you're an
Okay.
unbeliever.
So who
That's
would
the
want
worst.
to
That's the
worship a
worst
God
part.
like that? It makes no
Yes.
freaking sense.
Yeah. So I've made a case several times that Allah is just pure evil, and
I think
why
Allah
would you
is
want
straight
to
up
follow
Satan.
pure evil? That's
Allah
that
is Satan.
That's
No,
one of the
because you know
reasonable
what?
conclusions.
Chris, I know this might be a little off topic, but you know that video that I sent you of the Satanist, what's his name? I
Satanist
can't
video?
remember his name.
Oh, and Andrew?
Antoine Levy or
Antoine,
something.
yeah.
So the guy that was talking about him, he's like the church, he was the leader of the Church of Satan in America. And his beliefs of Jesus line up with what Muslims believe of Jesus, in that he believes that he came down. Like it was very similar. And I can't quote it right now, but when I was listening to it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's how Muslim people view Jesus as well. So I'm definitely convinced. I think what happened was the devil inspired Muhammad, created this religion, and unfortunately the devil doesn't know the future, so he didn't see that in 2025 people can go back and literally pick apart
Use the
this
internet.
this book to refute and disprove Islam. But maybe
So
back in the ancient days it worked.
there's two things on that. One is how Muhammad first got his revelations. If you don't know, it's gonna click for you. And then two, I actually forgot what I was gonna say for the second one. So the first one is
Something
Muhammad
about
got
Satan?
choked. Oh, Satan. Wow, I'm so out of it today.
Book.
Anyway,
That's okay.
the book.
Muhammad, Satan, Antoine
Yeah, Muhammad
Levy.
got choked.
Okay.
Muhammad got choked.
To a fun fact in there. Thank you.
So whenever, do you know about the story in the cave, Jin?
I've heard,
With
like,
Muhammad?
I've
Okay.
heard things about it.
So Muhammad was in this cave for some reason, and he was just minding his own business, doing whatever he does in caves. And then the angel Gabriel comes to him and starts to choke him and yells at him and says, "Read!" He says, "I can't read," and he chokes him hard. Read! And then
Oh my gosh.
he eventually slips away. He tries to throw himself off a cliff, and then he can't. And then he runs to his mommy wife and cries to her and says, "Hey, I'm demon possessed." And she's like, "No, you're a prophet of the great God Allah." Even though she was supposedly a Christian, or she had like Christian influence because her brother was a Christian,
Mhm.
or something along those lines. But or uncle, her family
One
member
of
is
them
a
people.
Christian. Yeah, they both eventually converted to Islam, uh,
Oh.
which is just
So
a bunch
she
of
wasn't a
nonsense.
Christian. Okay.
No,
My
and
consent.
yeah. So the first revelation that happened was from the angel Gabriel choking him and telling him to recite. So we talk about like demonic origins
For
and what the
sure.
devil was doing. Oh, that
For
was what it
sure.
was going to be. It was the death cult. So do you know what the main purpose of the Quran is?
To kill
According to
Jews
the
and
Quran?
Christians.
No, according to the Quran,
Uh,
it's a warning for the end times.
mm,
Okay.
Because Muhammad thought that the end times were immediate. So he thought there's this hadith about him talking about how there was a boy who is growing up before him, and before that boy dies, the end times will happen. So there's this prophecy of Muhammad retained in the hadith that one of the kids alive at his time period would still be alive whenever the resurrection happened, whenever end times judgment happened. So it was a doomsday cult. That was also a sex cult and a death cult.
We're still here though.
And we're still here though, so that's just one of the false prophecies of Muhammad. And then that just spread into all of what we see today. So the Satan doesn't know the future. That's what reminded me of it whenever you said Satan doesn't know the future. It
mhm,
may have been that Satan was actually kind of convinced that the end times were immediate because he's
mhm,
probably been on his toes since then,
mhm.
waiting for them to happen because he didn't realize that the cross was going to happen. So
Right.
God just kind of threw a fastball in front of the Satan's face, and he had no idea what to do about it. It might have been that
And
Satan
you
inspired
get
him to
Islam.
start a doomsday cult, but
Yeah.
either way,
This,
yeah.
this reminds me of that picture of Jesus like crossing Satan with a basketball, just like making him trip, break his ankles.
Yeah,
The,
for
the,
sure, for sure.
the statement you just made.
Okay, Emmaus was talking about how free will is a heresy in Islam. There were free will Muslims in early days, and they were declared heretics. They're called Qadarites.
Mm,
And Allah chose who will go to the hellfire because He wanted to fill hell with men and jinn, mostly
Oh
okay.
my
women,
gosh.
mostly
Oh.
women. But yeah,
Mhm,
so in the Hadith, it talks about how the vast majority of hell is made up of women. And then you also have the Hadith talking about how there's a lot of jinn in it too. So there might be female jinn, because we know jinn can procreate in some way. But they're spirit beings that can procreate and possess people.
mm.
They're essentially like demons. Genies are a type of jinn, or it's the same word for jinn. So anyway, there's a lot of weird folklore with jinn that came about in the Arabian Peninsula. So you have a lot of really weird, strange beliefs in people believing. So like there's this hadith about how this boy died and his child bride Aisha was like, "Hey, it's good because he's going to be with Allah." And then Muhammad's like, "No, no, no, you stupid girl." That's embellishing.
Wow.
You can't
Okay.
know what like the result of someone. So he's actually affirming that whether someone lived or died in the womb, Allah can still judge them and still send them to hellfire.
mm,
So babies who are aborted can still go to the hellfire if they're in the third trimester, but not the first trimesters because the soul isn't in the body yet, according to Islam, which is also why they practiced abortions quite frequently.
mm.
I think they still do,
Bruh.
but them and Mormons are like the highest abortions out of any
Mormons,
religious group.
really?
Yeah, they had some weird, wacky beliefs that allowed it.
Okay. Do they
Um,
become deities or never mind?
yes,
Get the
yeah,
baby with their own planet.
yeah. And Mo got choke slammed in a cave by a malevolent jinn.
Yeah. It's crazy. Got
Absolutely is.
soloed, yeah.
Yeah. So no, it is just extreme determinism, divine determinism, where there's no free will, and Allah chooses who from the beginning is going to go to hellfire or who's not going to go to hellfire, and literally nothing you can do will change that whatsoever. You can be a pious Muslim your entire life, but right before the end, Allah will cause you to sin in a way that will make you go to hell.
So stupid though.
So
Sounds
what's
like
the
Satan
point?
to
Is the
me.
the
Like,
question? Yeah,
What's the point?
yeah.
And even as a woman, I think I want to ask a Muslim woman, like, what do you get out of this when you die? Like, I don't
she,
get it.
she'll answer with a
Nothing.
whiteboard. I don't know.
Sucks.
That's true. It's
It's
yeah.
like what do and then I remember asking this when back in the day I worked with this Muslim guy, and this is even before I was really into Christianity or any of that. And I do remember hearing about, oh, you get, the men get 72 virgins and all of that when they die. And I remember asking him, I was like, dude, what is the difference if, like, whether you do it here on earth or there in heaven, if it's like wrong? Like, why would God say it's wrong to do it on earth, but then in heaven you can have and do whatever you want to do that he's telling you not to do here on earth? That doesn't make sense. And he looked at me because it just dawned on me because I wasn't really
Yeah.
thinking about it. And he looked at me and he was like it didn't make sense to him either. He was like, yeah, I guess you're right. Because he was like trying to stop from, because he was a quote
Uh,
unquote Americanized, but he
Oh, that's why I
then
didn't slap you. Okay.
yeah, no, he probably wanted to, but uh he basically went back to his home country, married a straight up Muslim girl, but he was born and raised here, and he went straight Muslim, like he went hardcore. But I asked him that, I was like, dude, it makes no sense. And this is even before I was even into any of this. I actually didn't even care, but I just remember hearing that one part, and he was like, oh yeah. It was kind of like, why am I even,
mm,
being a good person here when I could do whatever I want
Yeah.
in heaven? It's just
yeah.
weird, but
That's the thing. Like they consider it a test, from what I heard, but it's like again, doesn't make sense. That was
it
one of my
makes no
bigger.
sense.
That was one of my bigger like things that I was looking at when like just analyzing the afterlife in general. In Islam,
Yeah,
it's just straight up sin. Like
exactly.
the same rewards that they give you afterwards for being a good Muslim and all that. You're
Mm,
Yeah,
supposed to hold yourself from them here,
mm,
here.
which it's like if it's just objectively speaking, if it's morally a
Yeah,
good thing to do, you would also
mhm,
do it here. So like
mhm.
exactly.
where in Christianity it's like, yeah, do or
Yeah.
even the idea of the afterlife is kind of like the new heaven and all that. It's you know,
Well, the
because
Islamic view of heaven is entirely false. Because
well
I
yeah,
also think it is the end time, or not the end times, the Garden of Eden.
okay,
So they are in the Quran. It says explicitly, "You are going to the Garden of Eden, Jannah."
Jannah, yeah,
So that is the garden. Why is paradise called the garden? It's because it's the Garden of Eden. And
yeah,
I think the Garden of Eden wasn't on earth, it was actually in heaven. And Adam and Eve was cast down into earth when they sinned. So their understanding of the garden in general is deeply, deeply messed up and problematic. But then they view salvation, they view paradise as being able to do as much haram, as much sinful things as you want,
Hmm.
as a blessing from their Lord.
It's
So
really
it's just
weird. It's
his
super
reward.
weird.
Yeah, yeah. Endless sin is what paradise is in Islam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
Muslimas have a small chance of being one of
mm,
men's side chicks in Jannah.
it's crazy.
Can't interact. So this actually,
And she can't interact with the other side chicks.
uh,
Otherwise, the
That's
fire.
yeah. So there is a thing about how women may be able to engage in lesbianism, or
What?
engage with the boys of
Oh my
paradise.
God.
bruh.
Uh, although that is a very small minority view. Most view the women as just like waiting for their husbands to eventually get to them after they're going through, like after they're finally satisfied with the.
With 72 virgins.
Well, it's not that they're virgins. They're essentially sex robots that are designed to be perfect physically for the men. So it's not like this guy has this plethora of perfect women that he can have intercourse with however much he's want, and okay, this is gonna sound kind of gross.
Yeah.
They probably look like prepubescent girls
Oh gosh.
because it
No, they
says that
probably not probably.
well,
They are.
well, the description of them is that they have rounding bosoms. So
Oh
that
my
term could either mean
gosh.
like large, voluptuous breasts, or it can mean
Mhm.
like small and like starting to pucker out, like
Bro.
they're in training
Maybe
bras.
maybe it's whatever he desires, whatever the man desires then.
That it doesn't appear to be,
Oh.
because they're described pretty consistently throughout the Quran and the
Oh,
Hadith.
okay.
So they either are women who are in their 30s, specifically the age 33, and have large, voluptuous bodies,
33.
or they look
Wow.
more like 12-year-olds.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh, that's a vast
Yeah,
difference.
difference.
It's unclear.
Big range.
Well, we are talking about Islam, so that makes sense.
So, well, that's the reward, but they're essentially they're supposed to be perfect to behold. So whatever, like you might, I don't know. Anyway, then you
Bruh.
also have boys that are prepubescent that you can also engage with. So if you want to tickle your fancy with boys, you can. If you want to tickle your fancy with older women or younger women, depending on what that actually means, you can. Either way, you have preoccupation with that, and you can be drunk all the time and eating whatever you want. And then
Does the
eventually,
Uh-huh.
you might go back to your wife, and
Okay.
she just
Does
waits.
does the normal Muslim, like everyday Muslim, do they know this?
Mhm.
Is this something that they teach in their mosque?
Yeah, they would know about houris. I would imagine. I would be shocked if they
Movies,
didn't
all
know what
that.
houris were.
I just couldn't imagine as a woman listening to something like that.
They,
And I
they,
understand. I understand. I have a Western, and I grew up here, and I
Well,
didn't
you'll
grow
go to
up
the
in it.
hellfire if you deny it.
well, she's going to
Again,
hellfire regardless, bro. It's over.
well, I
Yeah,
mean, not
I
her
mean,
specifically, but like if you think about it
yeah,
from
I
a
mean,
Muslima's
you're
perspective,
doomed. Yeah.
they're gaslit into accepting this abusive behavior, and they have this phrase where the aunties know. So it's actually the older women that are coercing and gaslighting the younger women into accepting
Oh,
this
yeah.
vile behavior and belief system. And there's a really tragic, heartbreaking tale of a TikTok woman who was converting into Islam, and then all these guys are trying to get her out of Islam. Like, hey, what are you doing with your life? What are you doing? And then she was like, eventually married a Muslim man, and I don't know what happened to her, but she married a Muslim guy, and then she was like, all the aunties were right. It's better. It's better. I was like,
Bro.
man, you are
That's
Stockholm
so
syndrome.
sad.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was just about to say this is also reflected in the real world. Like if you actually, well, if you come from a Muslim country, that is actually a thing. Like a lot of the younger girls in Islam, the older, whether it's the auntie, whether it's the mom, whether it's like just someone that's older in the family, specifically older woman in the family, they usually guide them in that. Well, I say guide, it's not really it's
You
not a
mean like
positive affirmation, is it? But
groom them, essentially?
I mean, pretty much, yeah. I didn't want to use the
Yeah,
term pimping for this, but it's very close to
pretty
what
much.
kind of
You're grooming
happens.
them.
Yeah,
That's disgusting. I couldn't imagine
Yeah.
doing
so
that to my
keep it like
daughter
that.
or
Yeah.
my
Well, so like
nieces.
Ali Dawa has this famous clip of if his daughter was ready at the age of 9, he would give her away.
Yeah,
That's
that's mad.
disgusting.
And he's a da'i, so he's a teacher of Islam. He's the one who invites people in, and he's
I
famous. He has
think
1 million followers.
I
Over 1
think
million.
I honestly think that the FBI should do an investigation on every mosque in America.
I don't know why it's not done. Like
No, I'm being
I say this
dead
all the
serious. This
time.
is like they need to know what are they
Like, bro.
teaching? What are they like? Can you imagine if that's Ali Dawa speaking on that
Okay, the
small
government's
little
pretty
excerpt?
evil.
Yeah, well,
You don't
Well,
need so
yeah, that's true.
there's stories about like what the government has done with children in these countries for bartering. Like they gave busloads of boys to the Taliban to
Well,
appease them
yeah, maybe they're in
because
cahoots with them. I don't
a lot
know.
of the
Well,
fundamentalist Islamic groups they do practice what's called dancing boys. And
yeah,
if you don't know what that is,
especially in
don't look into it.
Afghanistan. Yeah,
Don't
I looked
is
into it.
pretty vile. So they practice that. And our government apparently funded some dancing boys
Okay. So maybe
to
not our
like
government, maybe like a third party.
some bounty
but
hunter.
there was
Undercover,
this
like in a journalist or something. I don't know.
there was a movement of Western Muslims a while ago during the Me Too movement, whereas Mosque Me Too, and they were posting stories about women being
Oh my
assaulted in mosques because
gosh.
that's pretty
Yeah.
common, especially in Mecca. Mecca is the
Yeah.
SA capital of the world.
Disgusting.
There's more assaults that happen there, both on men and women, than anywhere else on the planet. So we have the holiest site in Islam being the assault capital. It's it's pretty insane. The people have spoken out about it, just the authorities don't do anything about it. Sometimes they do. There was this imam in Texas who
Yeah, I
was
heard about that.
convincing Muslim women to record videos with them and their daughters
I heard
of
about that.
any age with
hmm
toys that he would buy for them,
Yep, I
and
heard
then they
about
would make
that.
the videos, and he got arrested for that. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes it
hmm
happens. That's because the wife of the imam found the videos, called the police, and then he was arrested. Otherwise, he would
Mm.
not have been in
That's
trouble whatsoever.
brave. Yeah, because
Yeah.
again, like violence underpins. I mean, again, it's part of the religion for the most part, but violence kind of underpins a lot of this behavior. So even
Yeah.
the thing we were mentioning about the women or like the older women grooming or all of that, or like trying to mold the children to be like in a specific way, a lot of it is just out of fear. Um, Even on a day-to-day basis, and obviously in Islam it's much bigger of an issue, but if you look at it even in the West, for example, like the only reason a lot of civilized behavior exists is because there's that underpinning threat of violence that could happen at any point. Like the
hmm
cops, for example, like they uphold
Yeah.
the law. If after a
Sure.
certain point like you mess up, like there is that possibility. But
hmm
in Islam, it's more so used as a tool for like fear in a negative way, and they
hmm
just use it to just go crazy.
It's
So a lot of
horrible.
them, yeah, a lot of them can't even speak out or like do something differently. Like they have to grow up this exact way, or else they're gonna get beat, and the children are gonna get beat.
Yeah.
I probably
Yeah.
shouldn't have said that we're streaming, but yeah, it's
There,
It's
there was this scholar of Islam who made the statement along the lines of, if it wasn't for the death penalty for apostasy, Islam would not exist. It would have died with
mm.
Muhammad.
yeah,
Oh my gosh.
or die with the child. I don't know.
Okay.
No, okay. The end times one. Um,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Anyway,
it's just not a
okay.
random kid, Chris.
Oh no, I thought you were talking
Sorry.
about
Deep.
Aisha again.
No, no,
I
no,
thought you,
no, no, no,
no. Okay.
man. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
a lot of
So,
my jokes don't land, but again, like my people don't train to land, right? So it's
oh, okay.
even that one. See, it's
No,
it's still over
I
your
got
head.
that
Okay.
one.
Wait,
I
wait,
got that
I
one.
don't know you well enough. I'm sorry. I'm not
No, no,
tracking.
it's fine.
Maybe
No,
at
no.
different
Uh,
conversations
is
I'll
Yeah.
his
get it.
earlier name on the stream before we started with the he's
Oh.
Yeah.
Cerise. He's
No.
a terrier dog.
We're in
Okay.
September. Let me chill.
Oh,
Nah,
okay, yeah,
bro.
come on. Okay, see, I got
Uh,
that one. Come
8 days
I'm sorry.
away. Yeah.
Listen.
Do Muslims
Um,
like have like a party on September?
they did the
Probably,
first
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
They
I
did the
wasn't
first time.
wasn't invited in any of them, yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, they probably do.
No. There were some neighborhoods in Michigan that the Muslims went to the streets and started dancing whenever the
Mm.
news happened.
I believe
Must,
it.
But
must have been wild being a brown kid growing up in the US when that happened. Like I don't
Uh,
I mean,
I was, as far as I know, I was a Mexican and or black.
fair enough.
you don't look Indian though. To be fair,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
look very
I would
vaguely.
never have guessed, yeah.
I would not have
Oh,
guessed Indian myself.
okay. Well, there you go. So it was not hard for me, Garo. I just
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah, it's
sl
fine. It's just like
Yeah. Anyway,
the color, yeah, it's a shade too dark.
yeah.
okay. We are 8 verses in of the 300.
Chris,
So
we're not getting through
we're not
300.
gonna
You
get
do
through
know
all
that,
of it.
right? You
Yeah,
do
we're
know
not getting
that,
through it,
right?
but
We're
we'll get
not
through what we get through. Well, I want to get through like the women or fields to be plowed verses.
okay.
Uh,
You know what?
yeah.
Maybe we'll read 300 verses.
Okay. And there are some people who say believe in Allah on the last day, and they are not believers. So again, we have the last day here, but this is end times. This is his doomsday cult type stuff. And this is the we of Allah speaking. So Allah is using we. Why? I think it's just leftovers from the Christian use of it, where
Mm.
Yahweh refers to himself in the plural all the time because Yahweh's a Trinity. But we have the we here, and Muslims say it's the royal we.
What is
Uh,
the royal we?
like apparently, whenever kings talk about themselves, they say we declare that
Mm,
yada 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 happens. Where this is, it's not very clear this actually is real back then.
mhm.
I need to look way more into the royal we and its actual uses in history because I've seen Jews and Muslims make this claim all the time to escape the plural language of it, and it
But
just
wouldn't it,
doesn't.
sorry,
But
wouldn't it make sense that if Muhammad was hearing a lot of either Gnostic stories or Christian stories, um, or stories not, but scripture, um, that he could have just got that word from them, from the Christians? Does that make
for the
sense?
we,
Yeah.
yeah,
It just sounds like he just plugs in a lot of, he's known to be the ear, so he just is plugging in words. It doesn't make sense, but he's just plugging in what he's heard maybe the Gnostics or
yeah.
Christians talk about.
I mean, it's the same
Which
thing with the 3 letters at the beginning, where that might just be Christian liturgy. It's just a lot
right.
of copying over from other people's religions and
Yeah,
systems and practices.
I don't see how Muslims don't understand that. It's very basic
Or yeah, or
understanding.
it could be polytheist appeal. Or,
Yeah.
which again, I mean, Allah is based on Hubal. Hubal's Baal. Baal had 3 children and a bunch of consorts and other intermissaries, where Allah comes from a pagan source. I'm gonna make a video in I don't know, like 2 months because I have all my videos
2
scheduled for
months.
the next
Yeah,
6 months.
that's crazy.
I'm gonna make a video in 2 months on the pagan origins of Islam and go through all the polytheistic stuff with Allah. It's quite a lot. It is a shocking amount that we can go through on the paganism and the polytheism within the Quran, and like the background, the milieu of Islam. Anyway, so Emmaus pointed out that verse 8 teaches that Allah gives false beliefs to people, which makes them think that they're Muslims when they're not Muslims. And absolutely it
Mm.
does. If we read 8 and then 9, and there are some people who say we believe in Allah on the last day, yet they're not believers. They try to deceive Allah and those who believe. They deceive no one except themselves, but do not realize it.
Bro.
It's not like they're
What?
lying. It's not
Oh,
like they're lying. It's not like, hey, I'm a Christian and they're going out and sinning and doing all this stuff. It's like these are people who are affirming them that they're Muslim, who think that they're Muslim, truly think, hey, I'm a Muslim, I'm gonna be saved. And Muhammad is saying, no, you're not gonna be saved. You're deceiving yourself. So what faith can Muslims have in their own salvation? What trust can they have in their own salvation if they can't even realize that they're in sin? Can they
God
even
is
repent?
God is evil, bro. That's crazy.
Allah is
Satan.
evil.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like where's the justice in that, bro? Like you
There
really
is none.
you can't even like even when you think you're doing it right. Nope.
Yeah.
You're cooked. You're on the
No
barbecue.
wonder
That's
there's a lot of
Yeah.
insane.
atheists.
Oh yeah,
There's
Uh,
for
a
sure.
I mean, I think I would turn atheist if I was a Muslim.
yeah, it's literally predestination
What's
to
the
hell.
point? Exactly. What's the point? There's no point
Even
in any of
even
this.
unborn children can go to hell in Islam.
Exactly.
Brother.
Yeah. And this is actually a contradiction right here. So 9 and 10 contradict themselves. So in their hearts the disease is a disease, and Allah increases their disease. They will suffer a painful doom because they lie. How can they lie if they don't realize they're in error?
Bro. And these are in chronological order, right? Are these like in revelation order?
There
What's the
is
meaning?
no clear understanding of the order.
Bro.
Because so like Surah 5 is a great
That right
example of
there.
this.
That right there.
You want to see
Red
the
flag number
supposed
one.
you want to see the supposed last verse of the Quran?
Yeah, let's have
The
it.
Jews.
Okay. So forbidden to you are carrion and blood and the flesh of pigs and what has been dedicated to any other than Allah, and the strangled and what was beaten to death, and what died from falling from a height, and what was killed by horns, and what was devoured by wild beasts, except for what you make lawful, and what has been sacrificed to idols, and that you swear by divining arrows. This is an abomination. This day those who disbelieve are in despair over your religion. So do not fear them, fear me. This day I have perfected your religion for you and completed my favor to you, and have chosen Islam as the religion for you. Whoever is forced by hunger to sin against his will, indeed Allah is forgiving, merciful. This supposedly is the last verse ever revealed in Islam, but not the whole verse, just this one. This
Okay.
sentence is supposedly the last sentence of Islam, of the Quran, yet it's not even the last. Like Surah 5 is quite long. It's not even remotely close to being the end of the surah. It's not even like this context before it and this context after it is about dietary laws. Yet Muslims actually unironically claim that this sentence right here is the last thing revealed in the Quran, and was revealed like months later after the surah was revealed, and after another surah after 110 was revealed after it. Because the last complete Quran, or surah of the Quran, is 110, where they go in and conquer Mecca. And then this is apparently revealed on the last Hajj, whenever he sacrifices a bunch of camels, which is sin, according to the
Okay.
Torah. And then he dies there by the black stone after kissing it. And this is apparently the last thing he said during that Hajj. Yet there's no evidence of that whatsoever. It's just their belief. But
The
this
go-
is apparently the last verse of the Quran, but it's not like, again, what you asked is it in revelation order? This is a part of 3. That doesn't actually, and then there's 260 other ones after this. So let me actually just let me go to 6. Cattle.
the
I'm
goat
gonna go a little
rearranged it.
bit.
Ate the
120.
rest.
Oh,
Yeah.
5 is a little bit short. Most of the beginning ones are in the 200s.
Mhm.
So there's 120, or I guess 117 ayah after ayah 3. Yeah, and this one, it actually ends it because it says like it feels more like an ending that is similar to all the other endings of every other surah. Yet it's just thrown in there months later. And there are some things in these surahs that are like weeks, months, or years later. People back place them. So some of the Meccan surahs have Medinan verses in them.
Mhm.
So the Quran is not ordered by length, not ordered by chronology, not ordered by logical structure, not ordered by revelation, not ordered by revelation type, not ordered by. There is no coherent ordering inside of the Quran to give it any sorts of clarity, semblance of familiarity. Like there's absolutely nothing about it that makes sense. From the order of the surahs themselves, from the placement of every ayah in every surah, um, and whether or not Allah is actually having a dialogue and if he's reciting directly verbatim at that moment in time, or if it's just a loose collection of revelations that Muhammad at one point said in time. We have no idea. and we don't even know the order in which it was revealed.
Bruh.
That's crazy. I that is insane to me. I just don't understand how people can follow this religion.
And it's like it's pretty relevant as well. Like it's a pretty important thing to kind of not mess up because according to the
Yeah,
Quran, like revelation order kind of matters because a lot of the
It
later
does.
verses have
exactly. It would
priority
make
over the
sense.
old ones. So
Right.
how
You're
are
talking
you
about
supposed to know?
abrogation.
Abrogation, yeah.
So
Like
abrogation, if you don't know, is the belief that if a verse contradicts another verse in the Quran, the verse that comes after it chronologically is the one that has precedent.
exactly.
So whenever in Surah 2 it says there is no compulsion under religion, which we might get to today, to be honest, we're already an hour in. There's no compulsion in religion according to the cow. Yet Surah 9 says there's compulsion of religion. 9.5 abrogates Surah 2, according to every tafsir. According to every scholar, Surah 9 abrogates every peaceful part of the Quran. So the only thing you have left is the violence of the Quran.
Mm.
So the fact that
Wow.
we don't actually know the order of every ayah, we can't be confident in abrogation because there's so many contradictions in the Quran. In order for abrogation to solve the contradictions, you need to have a firm stance on what the order actually was. Well, they don't have that. So what do you do with it?
So, yeah. I'm saying it matters, bro. Like
It matters deeply, more so than the Bible, even. Much more so than the Bible. You could scramble the verses of the Bible and it would still make more sense than the Quran does.
yeah.
1000%.
And abrogation, because I'm unfamiliar with this, like that. I just know of it. Is it mentioned in the Quran? Like, is it?
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah, so
it's
it
in
is
Surah
an
2.
actual official. Okay,
Yeah,
like
it's
it's a
in this
literal
surah. We'll
thing.
go. We'll
Yeah.
go through it. I think it's in the
Okay.
hundreds.
Yeah,
And
bro.
if we get
Yeah,
there, we'll go through it.
that's official. Official. Like that's not even a
Um,
hadith thing.
yeah.
Sheesh.
So
Yeah, that's. I'm gonna write that down actually, because
two
I
106.
never
So I
thought
guess we
about that.
can jump down to it real quick because we're talking about it. So we do not abrogate or cause to be forgotten anything of our revelation unless we bring something better or like it.
Oh my
Do you not know that
gosh.
Allah
Brother,
is able to do all things?
brother, who this guy, brother? Who this?
Now, mind you, the
Oh my
Quran is supposed to
gosh.
be the eternal word of Allah that was written 50,000 years before creation. How does
Hmm.
those two things work where it's written 50,000 years, like it actually has a time and it's eternal? Who knows? But it is the eternal word of Allah, divinely dictated from the tablets in heaven, the golden tablets in heaven, kind of like Islam or Mormonism. There's golden tablets in heaven with the actual Quran, and then Gabriel comes down, Jibril, and he dictates to Muhammad and every other prophet. That's
Hmm.
what Islam is what Islam teaches about the past. Yet, Allah abrogates the Quran in real time to fit Muhammad's needs and desires and what's happening in his life. So Muhammad is so important that Allah changes his eternal word in real time to fit his needs. Abrogation is duct tape.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, I mean, he cared enough about Muhammad's pet peeves, might as well.
Yeah.
Those are
Where
to discuss. Yeah.
his child bride mentioned how your Lord hastens to satisfy your desires. So even his little like 12-year-old bride at that point in time noticed,
Question them.
hey, your revelations kind of like solve exactly the problems you were having. It's kind of interesting. Your Lord hastens to,
Very,
you know,
very interesting.
yeah. It's crazy. Yes, no abrogation. Again, kind of like the breastfeeding stuff. The breastfeeding stuff was removed. It was abrogated. The abrogation verse was not abrogated. So
Oh, where if the lady breastfeeds
10 times. Yeah.
that they'll be
Their moms.
related?
Mom,
Their mothers.
mommy
Yeah.
king.
Well, they'll be like their mothers to them so that they will no longer
It's awesome.
desire each other.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Even though Muhammad married his first wife was literally the age of his mom.
Mm-mm-mm.
At least he didn't marry.
He went from a woman his mother's age to a normal aged woman and then to a child. That's the order of
Bro.
events because Aisha was his third wife.
He's pretty extreme. Like he has like very
Tested
extremes.
everything.
Like Khadija, his first wife, she kept him other than doing some wife swapping, where they traded wives for the afternoon. Other than doing that type of practice, which was very common in that time period, which is likely where his daughter came from. It wasn't like he probably was infertile, and just the dude that traded his wife with him got her pregnant. So Fatima likely was not actually related to Muhammad. So we have, and not there's other. So he supposedly had like 5 kids, and 2 of his boys died in infancy, and Fatima is the most well known of his daughters. And then she married Ali, who is the guy that caused the Sunni Shiite split. So we have, if I remember all that correctly, so Khadija kept a pretty tight rein on Muhammad, other than the wife swapping and him possibly doing stuff with his aunt. He is like, hey, you're not gonna get a bunch of wives. So he doesn't get a bunch of wives. As soon as she dies, he gets like 11 wives. One after the other, and it started with his child bride when she was 6.
Bro.
Yeah. And then he had dozens of women he was having intercourse with. It's still less than Joseph Smith. Joseph Smith was wild and out, man. Like dude married so many women.
Again, I don't understand Muslim women, how they can
Be
literally
a
hear
second
these
wife or a
stories.
third wife.
And I mean that plus just listening. If this is like me when I read the Bible and I read what Christ did, right? That is a
Yeah.
man that you would want to follow. Like
Yeah.
you can understand why people are like, oh my gosh, I want to follow this man because he's all the great things he is. But if I'm sitting here listening to stories of Muhammad or the person I'm supposed to be looking up to / trying to worship or whatever, and I hear that he started out with a woman that's was it like twice his age and then she
She was the
died.
exact age of his mom.
Okay.
So she was
Anyways, everything that you just said, like
36 years older than him, I think.
Okay,
Something like
exactly.
that.
So it's like
Mad
these
buff.
stories, like of how he is with women, all the things that he did with women and little girls. It's like just being objective about it and just even comparing the two. It's like, how would a woman? I understand why men follow Muhammad. I do.
Yeah.
Oh
I can
yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
But women, it's like bizarro world. It's just crazy to me to even, forget, okay, if you don't even know about Jesus, just a normal human being. Like it just doesn't make
It's
sense.
chickens like supporting KFC.
Exactly.
That meme. Such a good
That
meme.
meme, yeah,
It's
so good.
just the more you're talking about it, it's just so bizarre. It's so bizarre to me.
Because you can see the male appeal of the actual religion. Like you would
Absolutely.
understand
Absolutely.
why they would recruit
Absolutely.
people in that way.
Yeah,
Because if you
for
look at
sure.
paradise in Islam, it's like for a sinner, it's heaven.
Well, and
You get
even
women, you get anything you want.
even here on earth, you get 4 wives, you
Yeah,
can
exactly. Yeah.
do whatever you want. You can have, sex marriage or whatever they call it, hotel
Muta
marriage. And
marriage, the
yeah,
Nika Muta. Yeah.
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 There you go.
I mean, so either way, it's a great religion for men.
Yeah. Well, women also get down with the pleasure marriage. They desire it too because women are just as horny as men in Islam, especially when they're younger. So you have women that are like 100 dudes have ran through them,
Hey,
and they get married and they call themselves virgins.
Well. I think they do it.
And that's
They don't.
halal to do in Islam.
No. Yes, but they can't have sex from the front side. They have to have sex from the back side.
what?
So there's a hadith that says
No,
that
I'm being serious. They're
there's
still
a
a
hadith.
virgin if they don't have sex
Well,
vaginally.
so you
But
a
they can have sex
virgin.
up the butt.
they can have sex vaginally too.
Are
They
you sure?
they
then they're not
only are
virgins.
called a virgin if they do it inside of marriage. Any premarital sex is not considered sex that takes virginity. So in Islam, virginity is not related to penetration. It's related to the covenant that you're in whenever you're doing it. So a woman that slept around with thousands of men, whatever hole that they want to use, if she gets married, she could call herself a virgin.
Okay, that's why. Okay.
Yeah.
I did not
And
know that.
Yeah, there's actually this story with a sheikh that got a call in on the show, and it's actually a sin to expose sin in Islam. So if like
Of course it is.
if God murdered someone, I could not tell other people about it
Who
because that
told
would
you
be
to
sin.
reveal it? Sorry.
That'd be sin for me
Yeah.
to reveal it for him.
Oh my god, this is
So you-
so.
If your
Snitches get
wife
stitches.
committed
No wonder,
adultery, you
no
can't tell other
wonder.
people about it because
Well,
it's a
no
greater
wonder.
sin.
Snitches get stitches. No,
It explains why women are the way they
You got
are.
the katana.
Exactly.
I can't
They
show the
both-
newly acquired firearm. Yeah, I can't show
No,
the
no.
firearm because YouTube. But
So we always got it strapped up, my guy.
yeah, man, got more than Bibles.
Wait, Gara, aren't you in Canada?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's legal.
I have a.
Oh, okay.
I do have a firearm now though, because I have the license and everything. I don't have the restricted
nice.
license because here they separate it from like you have different tiers. They pretty much banned everything you can get, unfortunately. So yeah, but I have a shotgun, so it is what it is. We'll take what we can get. You know, it is what it is.
Good for you.
Luckily, Muhammad
I'm
didn't
in
have a gun.
Texas, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wish
none of
y'all
that.
were so lucky.
Okay,
Mhm.
so before we get to some of the comments, because I want to bring those up.
Yeah.
This is Surah 33. So the allies is the name of it. And indeed, in the messenger of Allah, you have an excellent example from him who looks to Allah on the last day and remembers Allah a great deal. So the actual way this Arabic is read is that he is perfect morally. So if Muhammad does it, it's a moral thing to do.
Mm.
If he didn't do it, it's immoral. So every action, that's why the Sunnah, the actions and lives and sayings of Muhammad is so important. That's why they focus on the Hadith so much, because without Hadith, you don't have Islam. So the way you pee as a man, the way you shake after you pee as a man, the way you wipe yourself, the way you dress, the way you have intercourse, what you say during intercourse, what you say when you
Wait,
greet
That's
people.
detailed.
what?
If you don't say the standard blessing before intercourse, a jinn will have
No.
intercourse with your woman instead of you.
Wait, wait.
A
Hey,
jinn will wrap
what?
itself around your member and
yo.
penetrate instead of you, like a spiritual condom
Okay, bro. Alright,
that is
bro.
going into the woman. You have to
So
praise
wait, you have to say
Allah
a
before
prayer?
you have you have to praise Allah before you have intercourse. Otherwise, the jinn can sneak in.
Okay.
So everything
Just
you do in your
spiritually
life-
cucked.
Everything you do in your
Bro,
life
come on.
has to
man.
match Muhammad.
Talk about ruining
doesn't,
a vibe.
You're going to hell. So it's not just that Muhammad had intercourse with a child. It's that he did it, and that is a good thing that people should aspire to do according to the Quran.
I take it they don't
It's not
have
just
a
that he
romantic
tortured
book
people.
in their Bible, in their Quran.
Oh no.
No, of course
There's
not.
no Songs of Solomon.
It's like who invited you? here?
Absolutely.
Sorry.
There's hadith about how the only valid position for intercourse is missionary.
Oh my
and every other-
gosh.
And it's a improvised missionary where you have your knees up to your chest.
Okay.
So that's the halal way to have intercourse according to one hadith. But then in the Quran and in some other hadiths, Allah says, hit it however you want. So there's a contradiction there.
Hit
It literally says,
however
hit it
you
from the
want.
front, hit it from the back. It's whatever.
I think there's a rap
Bruh.
song that
They freaky.
says that
Rap
actually.
Anyway,
Yo.
yeah, so let's go through some of these comments. If you follow the suggested real chronology of the Quran, there's about 8 years between the satanic verses and abrogation of the satanic verses. Yes, that's a massive, massive problem.
Bruh.
So for those who don't know, the satanic verses is where Muhammad bows down to 3 pagan deities and says that you can ask for their intercession. And then years later, according to the standard chronology, that was abrogated. You can no longer do that. But for like
So it
8
doesn't count.
years, so it doesn't count. He was a pagan. He was a mushrik. He committed shirk for years, yet Allah forgave him.
Muhammad, their prophet, committed shirk,
Muhammad, their prophet, committed shirk.
but it's okay.
But
it's
it's okay
perfect.
because Allah tricked him.
Allah.
So Allah,
Okay, awesome.
not Allah, Satan, Shaitan, Iblis, he tricked Muhammad into giving the verses in the Quran, but the Quran is divine dictation. So most Muslims believe that every word of the Quran was spoken directly by Allah. It's not actually Muhammad speaking here, it's Allah speaking here. So the satanic verses would be Satan speaking in Allah's eternal book.
Wow.
I was
that's
about to say,
that's
if it's Allah that deceived them, He deceived the unbelievers before, and they're going to hell. So like, hey man, you have to stay consistent.
yeah, going back.
Send your
yeah.
prophet downwards, bro. You have to stay consistent.
No,
Uh,
But
he
it
he
makes
is
sense if it's
consistent. He's
saying
contradicting himself, so he is staying consistent.
And then also, women can also have legitimate children with husbands that have been dead for years. This made me laugh. So what Emmaus is bringing up here is that
What does that
Muhammad's mom got pregnant and conceived and gave birth to Muhammad 3 years after his dad died. I'll let you do the math on that
What?
one.
Wait, say that again. Sorry, I read.
That's just
Try-
another way of saying she effed another guy.
So
Bruh.
Muhammad, his dad died. 3 years later, he was born.
That's impossible.
Is that why he's ginger?
Yeah, probably.
Oh.
He likely did have so that's actually my contention. Either he's ginger because they're not in Arabia and they're in the Levant and they have more access to Mediterranean people, or she was on a caravan trading route and she just got knocked up by some random European. Because he's a ginger. And I think
a white boy
genetically
hit. Bruh.
it makes more
That's
sense
crazy.
for his dad to be ginger as well, because his mom's not. So either
Hey, some of
she was
the-
cooking up a baby for 3 years, or she got down bad with the ginger. I think those are
Hey.
I mean, I don't think the 3 years is likely. So I think the most likely answer would actually be that she just actually had intercourse with a white guy. Because most ethnicities can become ginger. Most ethnicities can become albino, which is extremely rare. White people are the easiest to do it. I'm a prime example. I'm both of those. So I'm a very strange looking ginger and I'm a very strange looking albino. So, someone looking like me likely got with his mom a year and a half to 2 years
Yo!
after
Chris, are
they
you
died.
saying that you could possibly
I could be
be
Muhammad's
Muhammad's
nephew.
father?
I mean, hey, bro,
No.
your past self, we don't know. You feel-
Reincarnation.
We could be talking to a descendant.
Yeah, for sure. Oh man, that's like when a Turkish does a DNA test and finds out he's Greek and Armenian. That's crazy, bro. Chris would roll in his grave. Oh, I'm part Muslim.
Dude, you should totally do a 23andMe and see if you have
Oh,
any ancestors out
that's
in
hilarious.
Saudi.
Yeah. Yeah, there's all the DNA conspiracies.
Man,
Have you heard about like the making targeted weapons to kill people based on their DNA?
I'm sure they
What?
are.
The Chinese. So, like the Chinese
Oh.
are buying all the ancestries that people do for like 23andMe.
I
And
actually
people are
did one of
speculating that they're
those.
trying to make chemical weapons that target certain DNA profiles.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
would
think
do
that's
it. It's
true
just,
whatsoever. I don't know, but
China is
Yeah,
pretty
that's why-
advanced, but they already
that's why
have
Jews
enough-
aren't allowed to do it. They have to do their own special DNA test because they're worried about what the Chinese and others are doing with their DNA.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah.
trust the Chinese.
It's not a Palestinian conspiracy that Jews aren't allowed to do it because they're actually not Palestinian, as the Palestinians say. It's just that they don't trust the Chinese men.
Chinese.
I
Pooh
wouldn't
Bear is
either.
too dangerous. Anyway.
So crazy.
And he also brought up that Leviticus 5:1 is contrary to the belief that you can't confess your sins because it's sin. I'm not making that up. A sheikh actually said explicitly on live TV, if you are sinning right now by bringing her sin to light. Whenever the dude was talking about how his newlywed wife had slept with all these dudes and he thought she was a virgin because she lied about it. So not only did she have premarital sex, she was lying about it. So she was committing two sins. Yet his sin was greater because he revealed the truth.
Mm.
And Leviticus 5:1 says, if anyone sins because they do not speak up when they hear a public charge to testify regarding something they have seen or learned about, they will be held responsible. So it is a direct counter to the Bible.
Oh, they are allowed to lie, period, right? Like they make up
Mhm.
lies when they're
So
debating.
they would
So-
typically not say period. The way a Muslim would say it is that you can practice. So the practice is called taqiyya, and it is lying in the cause of Islam. So they
yeah.
typically say
Convert,
you can
no.
only lie halali, halali. You can
Halal.
only lie
Halali.
and it be halal if it is for the purpose of Islam. So if you are lying because you're a terrorist or you support them and you don't want the government to know, you can say, no, of course I don't support terrorism. And then that's halal because you're
Mhm.
furthering the cause of Islam because that aids, like terrorism aids Islam. So you can lie in any way that allows you to either better worship Islam or not Islam, Muhammad or Allah, or serve the purposes of the Ummah. Now, that's what Muslims say, but they could be lying about that
Mm.
because Muhammad was a
Interesting.
liar and Muhammad is their standard of perfection. So anything Muhammad did is halal. Muhammad lied explicitly in the hadith. So lying,
If you
that's where
if
taqiyya
you
comes from.
if you were a mom, moms are the preachers, right? The people
Yeah,
who get up
imam. Yeah,
and mom.
yeah. So they're the teachers
I would
specifically.
love to hear. I would love to hear them do a sermon on something like this. Like how do you
They
tell
would they
your
would never bring
congregation?
this up. Yeah.
Okay, so a regular Muslim person is not going to know anything about this if
Well,
they
they
don't
would know
read the
about
Quran.
taqiyya. They would know about a lot of this stuff. They just wouldn't teach it in the mosque. You would get that from being hanging. So like there was this woman and I'm not gonna tell that story.
Okay.
Oh, come on,
Fair enough.
Chris.
No, it's personal. I don't
We're
know
not gonna know her.
Okay.
no,
No,
well,
no,
I
no,
still
no,
no,
no.
it's fine.
If it's
Oh,
Um,
okay.
it involves a member of my church, so I'm not
Oh,
gonna
okay.
okay.
I'm not gonna bring it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people get in gangs once they join Islam, and those gang members essentially can teach you various things, whether it is actually Islamic or not. They can still influence you to believe certain things and do certain things. Uh, you'll see this with different families, with like the aunties that are gaslighting the younger converts, the reverts, to be okay with all these terrible practices. So you're still seeing some of this evil trickle down throughout the ummah, even if it's not explicitly taught in the mosque.
Mm,
Although some of it is. Like
mhm.
there's this video of an imam talking about how toilet paper is stupid and bad and how Westerners are weaker because they use toilet paper.
Okay.
And clearly you should be using an
Versus
odd number of stones and water in
At
your
least there's
hand.
water. Okay.
for oh
Yeah. They basically they use bidets typically nowadays, but throughout time, Allah likes odd numbered things, so he tells people that they have to wipe with rounded stones an odd number of times if they're going to poop.
a stone on your
A stone on your
booty.
butt, yes, or water in your hand. So you splash water up and you like scoop it out.
Okay. Well, leaves know nothing, huh?
I wish I was joking. This is actually in their sources.
India.
But they do toilet paper as
The
like
water thing, okay, one thing.
cluster.
The stone? like a stone, and you're taking it and you're wiping your butt.
You have to get a new stone for each wipe.
How? I
Yeah.
mean, I know how, but I
Well,
mean, I'm trying to.
if you've ever been in the area, it's mostly sand and rocks. So there's a lot
Bruh.
of rocks in the area, as
That would
Goro can attest for
hurt.
some of it.
Oh, there are
Well,
some
they're
soft texture.
smoothed.
Yeah.
They're smooth due to the desert
Still.
wind, with like the sand wind abrasing it and smoothing it. It's kind of like rocks
Yeah.
underwater are very soft and smooth. Sand, like air sand, air sand is smoothing. It's abrasive. It's taking it away, is rounding it out to make it softer and smoother. So you
Yeah.
use comfortable rocks to wipe your anus,
This is
Mhm.
not just any rock you can grab.
I'm thinking of when I go to Massage Envy and get hot stone massages.
Yeah. What are them
I
things?
guess one of those things.
Yeah,
Just use
kind of.
leaves, man. I don't know.
Well, leaves
Yeah,
would be
I
better.
mean,
Yeah. Well, other than
I just
the
No,
Yeah.
there's
I
a
think
leaf.
leaves would be
There's
better.
a plant in Asia that has a bunch of little spines on it, and it causes so
Oh,
much
bro.
pain that it makes you want to die, and it's nicknamed the suicide plant.
Oh, I think I
Because
know
people
this
who
one.
touch it are in searing pain for a year, give or take.
Yeah.
And there was this this military, I think he was an officer during World War II, who wiped his butt with it on accident,
Yeah.
and he ended up killing
And
himself.
he was cooked. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, other than that leaf, any leaf is probably better.
Yeah.
We'll have
But they
to
don't have leaves in the
we'll have to
area.
revisit
Noise,
this.
I think.
I'll have to ask you on the side, Chris.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
cool.
anyways.
Okay.
It's mad, bro.
And when it is said to them, "Do not spread corruption on the earth," they say, "We are only peacekeepers." So again, now they're lying, which we probably not going to go through Surah 5, but to spread corruption on earth basically means to go against Islam in some way. So whether you are outright fighting against Muhammad, if you're denying him or saying he's a false prophet, the punishment for it is killing, crucifixion, amputation of hand and foot on opposite sides, or exile.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. So typically they crucify the dead bodies after they've killed them, and then they cut off the hands and feet. So there's lots of pictures you can find on the internet of crucified bodies that are missing hands and feet. Sometimes they do it while they're alive. Throughout history, they've done it while they're alive. Modern days, so like there was a crucifixion that happened in 2023, I think in Pakistan, where they did it on the streets. Oh, it also happened in Syria
Weren't they
recently.
women? Yeah.
It happened in Syria.
Anyone's women. Hold on. Yeah.
I think so.
In Syria, 100%.
Yeah, the Syrian ones was pretty recent. I think that was whenever the whole like mini revolution happened.
Yeah.
But that was to dead bodies specifically.
Yeah.
They say it was dead. Like,
more of a statement.
who knows if they were actually alive when it was happening or not? But they say that it was just dead bodies that were crucified. By the way, if you fight against Allah in any way, so whether you deny him and his messenger or you just don't believe what he's saying, your punishment is death, basically.
Death will be more merciful than this.
Correct. Yeah, beheading is more merciful. And it does talk about beheading those who don't believe. And it says to spine off their heads.
Nice. Fun.
Yeah. Some of the ways it's translated is strike the necks. And that literally means to cut off heads, which is why they do beheadings for kafirs. Yeah. Anyway, Surah 2 is actually not that violent compared to the rest of the Quran, so I don't want to get too lost in the violence part of it. But okay. Are they not indeed those who spread corruption, but they do not realize it? Again, they don't realize it. That's the bigger problem, is these people are lying, yet they don't realize it. They're spreading corruption, yet they don't realize it. They're not actually Muslim, yet they don't realize it. They think they're Muslim, yet Allah is going to punish them with the most severe punishment possible. And the description of hellfire inside of the Quran is so explicit that actually gives children nightmares when they first read it.
Wow.
And he's punishing them with this stuff because of something that they themselves aren't even aware of. How wild is that? It's crazy. Anyway, And when it is said to them, believe as the people believes, they say, shall we believe as the foolish people believe? Are not they indeed the foolish ones? But they do not know. And when they encounter those who believe, they say, we believe. But when they go back to their Satans, they say, indeed, we are with you. We were just mocking. So now they have Satans that they're going to, which is a fun little phrase. And indeed, we are with you. We were just mocking. So now Allah is accusing the people of saying to Muhammad's face, hey, we believe what you're saying. And then whenever they go home, they're like, oh, we don't believe that. That's nonsense. So he's admitting that people are mocking him. Which again, so like for the context, people are mocking him whenever he's delivering the cow. So we see a lot of that whenever we keep going. Allah mocks them, leaving them to wander blindly on their defiance. These are the ones who buy error at the price of guidance, so their business does not prosper and they are not guided, meaning they're going to go to hellfire. They are like one who lights a fire, and when it illuminates everything around him, Allah takes away their light and leaves them in darkness in which they cannot see. Deaf, dumb, and blind, they will not return.
Sheesh.
What?
Yeah. So they were given the fire, they were given the light of the Quran, yet Allah takes away their light and leaves them in darkness. So again, it's Allah causing them to not be believers. And we get this, that's actually pretty consistent with the rest of the Quran. That Allah is the one who causes people to go to hell because Allah wants people in hell. And that's actually why he, like Satan is the savior of humanity according to Islam. Because originally people weren't going to sin, and then Allah threatened to destroy all mankind unless people sinned. And then Satan caused men to sin, so Satan caused people not to be destroyed. Otherwise, Allah would have destroyed all of humanity because we weren't sinning, and he needed us to sin so he could be merciful and forgive some of our sins. And he needs to be wrathful and full of justice because that's part of his 99 names. Because his names are eternal, those attributes must happen. So Allah had this itch that he needed to fill by giving mercy to people, and he could only give mercy if they were sinners. And he needed to judge people, and he could only judge them if they were sinners. So Allah needed humanity to sin in order to exist, and Satan caused them to sin. So Satan is the savior of humanity in Islam.
Yeah, that I'm telling you, Islam is just, and you probably already know this, but it's another arm of Satanism. Because doesn't Satanism, they believe that Satan did humanity a favor by opening our eyes to what is evil, good and evil, essentially.
It depends on how deep you go into it, but yes, that's
yeah.
like
So this
people who
sounds
actually
like
worship Satan. Yeah,
right. So this sounds like a another version of that.
Yeah. Much of the Quran is directly slapping God in the face and direct contradiction of the Bible. Like it is the most demonically influenced ideology I can imagine, other than Hinduism, which is pretty messed up. There's a lot of really messed up stuff in Hinduism.
Well, and at least Hinduism is not trying to tie itself to Christianity or Judaism. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's Satanism, but it's not like Christian Satanism.
They're just in a world of their own, which is just whatever.
Demented.
Yeah, I mean, but
man, I need to do a stream on Hinduism at some point. Just going through the sources. No, I can't though, because you can't show the sources because it's too much nudity.
Yeah.
I just block.
I'll censor it.
Blur it out.
Yeah.
But we can't. I guess we could blur the images themselves and then show the images blurred.
Okay.
But it depends how you're gonna do it. Like,
there's like 50 images you need to blur them.
That's fine. It's just, it depends how you can do it. So if it's like this, where you need to actually go to the website to look at it, it's not going to be doable unless we add a bunch of stickers of like Zoot and all that to cover it.
No, I can do it in like slides. Like you can do slideshows.
Okay, but blurring it is not going to take that long.
Yeah,
but that's when's like a national Hindu? Look, no, I don't know.
Diwali is coming up, I think.
Okay, yeah. So like around that time will be kind of Kind of fun.
Yeah.
Kind of
Go
fun.
through the Satanism
Wow.
within Hinduism.
It's-
Just
yeah.
like going through all the stuff with like Brahman, not Brahman, I think it's like Vishnu cursing someone with having 1,000 vaginas that are bleeding all the time.
Well, okay. Fair enough.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, but that
Oh,
sounds like it would be something that would be what they would do. Sounds exactly up their alley.
One
Yeah.
period stuff. Imagine. I don't know.
which is actually it's related to Islam. So Islam, Satan is described as having a vagina on one thigh and a penis on the other thigh. And whenever he
Awesome.
claps his legs, he has intercourse with himself, and he has eggs that he comes out.
What?
shut up.
Okay.
Satan, yeah, I'm not even kidding. I'm not kidding.
How is
In the
this related to
Muslim
Islam?
sources, hold on, can I actually? Oh, I can. Maybe I shouldn't be looking.
Bro, no. Okay, so it's
And
yo.
so this is a connection between Islam and Hinduism?
Yeah. So there's this similar thing where in Hinduism you have a lot of deities that are hermaphrodites,
Yeah.
where they have both. In Islam, there is a hadith about. I shouldn't be showing. I'm not going to say most
Bro.
of the stuff.
Yeah.
This is all just Muslim sources, by the way. So everything I'm just going through is just Muslim sources. I'm trying to find the one. I might need to Google it. I guess I'll just Google it.
Oh no. An image shows up. You're cooked. Vagain.
Again.
Islamic literature. Well, this is AI. It's gonna give fake news.
Oh.
Is that tough?
No, it's Qatr. No, I'm not.
Yeah, don't, bro. Don't click on. Oh yeah, let me read this real quick.
Oh, where's my translate option? There's English.
I like how you're dodging your tripod to like see where
I'm dodging it. Yeah.
where the screen is. What is that for the keyboard? My mic arm. Just like, even though you just move. But
Yeah. So this is a legitimate thing. Yeah. Ibis inserted his genitalia into his own genital and laid 5 eggs, and that is the origin of his progeny. Others have said Allah created for him in his right thigh a penis and his left thigh a vagina, and he copulates with the other, and out comes 10 eggs every day, and from each egg exists 70 devils and she devils, and they come out flying.
bro.
Because Satans are actually Satans are actually born and bred, and they're like a species that exists that are the offspring of Iblis, where he literally has the children with each other. She's gone. She's entirely gone.
Yo, this is hilarious.
Oh, here it is.
No, I'm here.
Yeah, your camera turned off. Anyway, so Muhid said, indeed, Iblis inserts his genitals into his own genitals and lays 5 eggs, and that is the origin of his offspring. For it is said that Allah Most High created him with a, his right, and he has relations in the one with the other, and 10 eggs come out every day. This is Qudrbi. So it's not even like some obscure reference. This is one of the most respected Islamic sources that exist.
Bruh.
And Satan has intercourse with himself and produces eggs that demons come out of, according to Islam.
Fantastic.
I wish this wasn't real. Yeah, so that's one of the connections to Hinduism. And yeah.
They're all the same. They're just different
What do you do with that?
manifestations.
Oh man, what do you do with that? I don't get it.
Was it? Yeah,
That's
like
crazy.
same thing with the afterlife thing we talked about earlier. Like every other afterlife interpretation that's not Christian is like it either has sex or like just it appeals to worldly desire. And it's
Mhm.
like what is this, bro? It's like they have so
Yeah.
much commonality between all the other
Mhm.
religions, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christianity somehow stands out. But
Sex
yeah,
and
this
violence is the
uh,
religion of the world.
yeah,
Yep. That's right.
that's
Yep.
mad, but
So every false religion will be based on one of those, or
yeah,
both.
yeah, typically both.
Islam and Hinduism are the most sexually charged out of any religion.
And it's funny because they hate each other. Like in India, they're
Yeah.
always fighting.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
But it's like
Correct. They have a lot in
I
common.
bro,
it's like the
no.
Spider-Man pointing at each other.
Yes. There's I don't know if you guys have seen this meme. It's a
Oh,
picture of like an Indian person, and
just give me an idea for a meme.
it's another picture next to him of an Indian person as well. It has an Indian flag and a Pakistani flag, and they're like, "I hate your kind," and then there's like
They're
someone
the
else like,
same.
"You're the same." Yeah, it
They are the
reminded me
same.
of
There's
that.
no difference.
It's like, oh, that's insane.
It is
But
All
crazy.
right.
yeah,
I'm gonna make a meme with the Spider-Man meme with Islam,
yeah,
Hinduism, and Mormonism all pointing to each other.
yeah. But we have to. I'll add that in one of the
Thanks for that.
vids. Like,
Yeah.
add that.
I'm just
I
gonna
should probably
post it in the comment, the
yeah,
community
probably
post.
send you actually the link for that. I'll probably hop off in an hour because I have to
Yeah.
sleep and all that.
Yeah.
Only 20 in.
Me too.
Okay.
And we're
Yeah.
only 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's
Gotta
We're
wake
like
up
the
I
rays
told
early.
you.
from the sky,
Facts.
which is darkness, thunder, and
Can we
lightning.
can we read a couple Bible verses just to
This
for a
is
palate
deep brain
cleanser?
rot.
Right now,
I think once we're
Maybe at the
done,
end. Maybe at the end.
whenever we're done. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I should just drop down to where some of the most important. Actually, I have a list of the ayah
can
because
make
we're
this a
definitely not going
series.
to make it through the whole one.
Yeah, no, for sure not. We can make this a series on the streams. I don't know if I don't know what you're planning on doing.
Yeah.
But we can continue bit by bit. Just to
So I was
kinda-
planning on reading all of 2 this stream, and then all of 3 the next stream, and then all of 4 the stream after that.
Yeah, it's
I
not
don't think
happening.
that's going to happen.
Gotcha.
So
Sure.
well, just I was going to try to contrast it with me going through the Gospels and the Torah
Mm,
on Monday. So I'll read the Gospels on Monday, and then the
Okay.
Quran on Wednesday, and just like
mm.
compare and contrast where, okay, what religion is true based on these experiences
Yeah.
we're going through? What do we have to point out? What do we have to talk about when going through these books?
Or even so, like, I was listening to God Logic earlier today to one of his little streams. Not little, but one of his streams. And I'm sorry. But one of what people or what Muslims always bring up is I guess the fact that there has not been anything like the Quran that's been made as far as like
Mhm.
I guess how the
Hey, look at
verses
that. That's
are and all
actually
of that.
this verse right here.
Oh,
So this is one of the proofs of the Quran. So the Quran produces a
there's
couple
nothing
challenges
like
to know
it.
that it's true. And it's,
Right,
if you are
right.
in doubt about what we're revealing to our slave, then produce a surah like it and call your helpers besides Allah if you are telling the truth. And
Yeah.
then, and if you do not do it, and you can never do it, then guard yourselves against the fire prepared for unbelievers, the fuel of which
Right,
is of men and stones.
right. And that's when I'm
So,
like, you could like quote that verse and then oh my gosh, like quote however many Bible verses that are just so beautiful to read. And because I don't think people like, I think it's First Corinthians where it talks about love, like out of all these things, love is the greatest, right? I forget where in First Corinthians. I think it's 13 or
1
something.
Corinthians 13. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so like Paul and his brilliance
Mhm.
and how he broke down um the Christian life. And I mean, just
Mhm.
there's so many beautiful verses in the Bible just on love itself. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, are you seriously kidding me? I feel like Muslim people need it because they're not going to read that. Like, do you ever hear a Muslim
Yeah.
person quote First Corinthians 13?
No.
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 My
So,
first reaction to reading the Quran with Chris was that, oh, this is, and keep in mind, like when I first became a Christian, like me and Chris were doing Bible studies alone. Like for a decent amount of time, we read some of the Bible, like we read quite a bit of it. well, not quite a bit of it. Obviously, it's
We read like all
it's
of
a
the
lot.
Gospels and a variety of like we read all of Romans and
Yeah,
Hebrews.
yeah. So we read like
We did
quite
a
a
lot.
bit. Then we
Yeah.
transitioned to this. My first reaction was this seems man-made. Like just by the
For
quality of
sure.
just by not even the content
quality.
of it, the quality of
Yes.
literature. I was like, this seems like
Yes.
weirdly
It's the
human.
worst.
I didn't know how to explain it. I was like, this
No, it's
seems
like
weirdly human. And
it's
it's
not
like
even
the same thing.
it's like fifth grade human, like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you didn't pass fifth grade and you're just writing a bunch of
yeah.
block letters or
Word
something.
salad.
So there's actually like some 5th grade level insults as well. Of
Okay.
like, he's gonna
Oh,
make your
really?
face for a butt.
Oh yeah, true. This classic. This classic right there.
And he calls Jews and he calls Jews pigs and apes.
Mm.
So there's like some real
But that
childish insults in the
but that
Quran.
just goes back to why are you
Cat.
so proud that
Oh
your
my.
prophet is illiterate? It makes no
Uh,
sense.
so
It
that's
makes
because he was the ear, and he would just repeat anything that people said to him. So
no,
that's an
I know.
apologetic against the plagiarism of the Quran. Because if he's
Mm.
illiterate and he can't read, then how could he have copied all these works? So him being illiterate is actually the proof that it's from Allah. Because otherwise, how could he have read the Talmud and copied directly from it?
Yes, they
Because
call him the ear.
they call him the ear, and then he denies ever. Like one of the most common statements in the Quran is these are just stories of old. These are folk tales of past generations. And he says, no, they're not.
Okay.
That's one of the most common conversations in the Quran. Is people, his audience, telling him, hey, you're lying. This is just
Oh
folklore.
my gosh, it's so
It's
crazy.
like dozens of instances in the Quran where people are accusing him of just reciting folklore.
No wonder it crashed out.
Versus if you look at Paul and he goes in, I believe in one of his writings where he's like, I have this background, I was taught under this person, I
Mm,
know everything about the Torah. Like and he's able to connect everything because he is actually went to, I guess, school or he's educated. And it's
yeah, under Galileo,
like a lawyer can just slice it all up and present it to
a
you, and you're
Pharisee.
like,
Yeah,
wow, that makes sense.
yeah,
But anyways, that's just a I feel like that's just normal common sense. If somebody, and this is not to down anybody that doesn't have, that can't read, but it's like if you're talking about a religion that you're gonna follow, I would
Yeah.
assume that you want to follow somebody that is at least well versed in what he's
I guess,
educated.
yeah. Yes, that's the argument as well in terms of like the Quran being a miracle. It kind of depends on him being illiterate to a certain degree, or like,
yeah.
yeah, just being uneducated. Because even though
It has
the
to be.
text kind of reflects it, because again, it doesn't make that much sense. But still, they're like, oh, but he's so stupid that
Well,
even this level of like literacy is like impressive. Like, wow, this is a miracle. How did he do it? But
well,
it's
are they
weird.
trying to compare it to when I'm thinking, you know, when the disciples, they were called by the Jewish, like the rabbis or whatever, they're the
The
higher
unlearned
ups.
Mm,
men and Acts.
Yes, they were
Yeah,
they were called that too. So, but
that's
um
different.
it's different, right? Like they
Yeah,
were, yeah, okay.
that means that they never went through essentially synagogue school, like
Okay,
a
okay.
seminary type experience, like becoming a Pharisee, like what Paul went through.
Yeah,
So
okay.
they're unlearned because they never went through education courses, not because
Okay.
they couldn't do basic writing, because they likely could,
Okay.
because they were
Okay.
fishermen. So any form of tradesman who did public trading would likely have to know some basic written text,
Okay.
because you had to do currency exchanges, and you had to
Yeah.
do it in different languages, because you typically would not be just trading with people of your language.
Sure.
You'd be going like a fish market or doing some
Right.
scales, and you have to be able to write receipts, because they actually
Sure.
had receipts for trading back then. Especially if it was a large
Okay.
trade, you would have written receipts that you would take, and you could take to a
Yeah.
judge if they didn't actually Like if they cheated you, you could take your receipt to the judge, and the judge would be like, okay, bam, bad. So most of
Yeah.
our writings of antiquity are just receipts for transactions that are like 2 sentences long. Like the
Mm.
vast majority of the manuscripts recorded in history is just of that type. They're not
Mhm.
actually books, they're not stories, they're not folklore. It's just receipts for transactions. So they likely were literate, especially John. John wrote, 4 books of the Bible, 5 books of the Bible. Uh,
And one of them was a
yeah, he
doctor,
was,
right?
yeah, Luke. Um, Luke wouldn't have been included because the Pharisees, the ones who they called unlearned, would have been John and Peter, if I
Okay.
remember correctly. And John, we know for sure, was literate. Peter likely was as well, as a fisherman. So
Mm.
that's different than the type of illiteracy that they're claiming for Muhammad.
Like just didn't know anything.
Yeah, although he
He
more
didn't know
than
how to
likely
read or
was
write.
literate. He likely was literate because on his deathbed, there's a hadith talking about how he told Aisha to fetch him a pen and paper to write down his last will. So we have sources for him being able to read and write.
Hmm.
But because of him plagiarizing so much stuff, Muslims kind of have to affirm that he was unlettered, that he could
How do we
not read.
know how do we know he just didn't draw a bunch of pictures?
Uh, yeah. And then some parts of the Quran is so plagiarized, like word for word, that unless he was reading directly from it, or unless it was editorized to read similarly, he had to have been able to read.
Mm.
Um, it's pretty like the chances of him remembering all of that word for word for that length is
Mhm.
pretty slim. Let me get that in like Surah 27, for example, with the story of Solomon and the Queen of Sheba.
Mhm.
Also with the Adam and Eve story and a couple of the Talmudic passages. Um, yeah.
Um, so then that would still contradict what they believe then,
Mhm.
regardless. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still
Yeah.
contradictions everywhere. So
Yeah. Okay. So here is one of the verses on the Houris and the Garden of Eden. So, and give good news to those who believe and do good works,
Houris?
that
Did
they
you
will
say
have,
Houris?
yeah,
Like multiple whores?
no,
Oh.
Houris, Houris.
Oh.
Yeah. So they will have gardens under which rivers flow. So this is the description of the Garden of Eden. So if you remember in Genesis, it says that there's 4 rivers that come out of the mouth of the river from the Garden of Eden. The Euphrates, the Tigris, the Jordan, and the other one I can't remember that goes through Pishon with gold. Um, so the way that the Quran talks about paradise, Jannah, the garden, is that there's gardens under which rivers flow. So this is explicitly comparing it or saying that it is the Garden of Eden. So paradise in Islam is going to the Garden of Eden. That's a contradiction with the Bible. Also doesn't make any sense. Eden was destroyed,
Mhm.
most likely. And Eden was on earth. It's not in
Mhm.
heaven.
Mhm.
Yet they think the Garden of Eden is in heaven because there's explicitly mentioned that they were cast out of heaven in the Quran. So this is just one of the blatant contradictions and false historical claims of the Quran. But they are given food from their fruit. They say this is what was given us before and was given to them in resemblance. There are pure companions for them. There they remain forever. So this pure companions is the Houris. And these are the sex robots I was mentioning earlier. So these are women who are perfect sexual specimens for them to engage in. And if you notice, it's not actually 72 here. There's no limit to them, or there's at least no number assigned to them. So it could be 3, could be 1,000. It doesn't say. But it does talk about how their virginities regenerate each time. So each time they have intercourse, their hymen regrows. Why
Hmm.
you want that, I have no idea. That's like the worst part of intercourse is the first time. Why would you wanna do that forever? don't know.
I don't know. I don't
Popping
know.
cherries are gross. Anyway,
I mean, this is
there they
the
remain
Quran.
forever. Maybe there's really into blood. Anyway,
Mhm.
indeed, Allah doesn't disdain to use comparison from even in that. I actually think I want to go through this passage. Da, 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 da. Oh yeah, how do you disbelieve in Allah when you were dead and He gave life to you? Then He will give you death and then life again, and then you will return to Him. I think this is one of the references where they think that when you sleep, you die. Like you actually, your soul leaves your body
Mm.
while you're asleep, and the soul comes back into your body whenever you're awake. Which is why you pray whenever you go to sleep and you pray whenever you wake up, so that if you remain dead, that your soul's with Allah.
Mm.
So it's just one of those scientific errors of the Quran.
Interesting.
He's the one who created everything on the earth for you, and He turned to heaven and constructed them as 7 heavens. One of the scientific errors of the Quran. So the 7 heavens is like the moon, Mars, Mercury, Venus, the stars, Jupiter, Saturn, and then heaven. So not all of the planets in our solar system are visible, but the ones that are visible are listed in the 7 heavens, including the stars, which are the 5th layer. So the stars, according to Islam, is before Jupiter. How does that work? How does that make any sense? Yeah. So another scientific error. And when your Lord said to the angels, "Indeed, I'm about to place a caliph on the earth," they said, "Will you place it on one who will spread corruption there and shed blood, while we sing your praise and extol you?" He said, "Surely I know what you do not know." Again, and he taught Adam all the names, then showed them to the angels, saying, "Tell me the names of these if you are truthful." So now Allah is testing Adam. They said, "Glory to you, we know nothing except what you have taught us. Indeed, you and only you are the knower, the wise." He said, "O Adam, tell them their names." And when he had told them their names, he said, "Didn't I tell you that I know the secrets of the heavens and the earth, and I know what you reveal and what you hide?"
What does
So
that
this is
even
Allah.
mean?
This is name magic, which was common pagan practice in Arabia during this time. So there's this belief in the Near East that if you know the name of a being, you have power over them. So they sometimes would keep their true names, and like Mormonism does this too. You have your true name that you are told whenever you are married, and then that true name is what your spouse will call you after you resurrect. And then if they remember your name and if they say it, then you become their wife, and you two become gods, and then procreate other little spirit babies forever. In Mormonism, not Mormonism, in Islam, they're the same thing. In Islam, you have this practice or this idea where if a person knows the name of a spirit, you gain control over that spirit. So the jinn, the demons, the angels, whatever, if you know their name, you have control over them, which is why if you look at some like exorcism movies, they're like, "Tell me your name," to like the demon possessing a person. And the demon's
Mhm.
like, "No, I'm not gonna tell you.
Mhm.
Tell me your
Real?
name." And that's the purpose behind it, is this nonsense folklore. Well, this nonsense folklore made its way into the Quran, and the reason why Adam knows the names of everything is because he has power over everything. Oh no, she lost. She might come back. Anyway, so this is God allowing Adam to have dominion over the earth, and he knows the names of everything because he has the authority over them, which is kind of nonsense. So that's why, because of the names, and the name magic, and the power behind names.
Superstition is crazy.
Mhm. And when he said to the angels, "Prostrate yourself before Adam," they all fell prostrate except Iblis, so Satan. That's the other name for
Okay.
Satan. He refused because of pride and so became a disbeliever. Now notice, Iblis is not supposed to be an angel, he's supposed to be a jinn, although he is an angel because he says he's made out of fire and only jinn are made out of fire, where angels are made out of light. So there's a contradiction here, and is Iblis an angel or is he a jinn? That's a contradiction in the Quran.
Okay.
And we have What did Satan do wrong here? What was the sin that Satan did?
He refused to prostrate, so because
He
of his pride.
refused to bow down before man, before a created being.
Oh, didn't even
Who is
notice
the
that.
only created? Who is the only being that you're supposed to praise and bow down to?
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Allah.
Yeah.
Allah. So he is refusing to commit shirk.
Okay, what? That's
Allah commanded the angels who have no free will to prostrate before Adam, and they did, except Satan, who either is a jinn or an angel, it's contradiction. He refused to because of pride, and so became a disbeliever. He's a kafir now. That's actually what that word says in Arabic. It's kafir.
yeah.
So
Bruh.
Satan is the savior of humanity because he caused us to sin, and
Awesome.
he is refusing to commit shirk. So he is the good guy in Islam.
Bruh.
I don't see any other way to really go about it. It's like angel, like every time you get a description of Satan, he's either an enemy to mankind, but Allah allows him to be an enemy and actually encourages him to do so, or he is saving humanity or refusing to commit shirk. Those are the three modes you fall into. So two of those are him just being in the right, and the third one is Allah allowing him and encouraging him to do those things, like to trick humanity and to fall away from him. Yeah, Allah still calls him the bad guy because Muhammad had enough sense to know that Satan was supposed to be the bad guy, but from his philosophy, this is a problem. But this comes from Jewish sources. So he's plagiarizing a source, and that's where it comes from. It's from the life of Adam and Eve.
Bruh.
So we have them plagiarizing a source, not realizing that he's making him commit shirk, and he's refusing to commit shirk. So he's actually doing something good. Yeah, he is in trouble for it. It's just a lot of nonsensical contradictions and plagiarism.
Why
do?
would this be added? Like,
Yeah.
necessary.
Well, again, the cow doesn't really make any sense. It just bounces around
Yeah.
from topic to topic, and there is no
this
through
bad.
line.
Literally
You can
told him to worship a human. He chose
Mhm.
not to do so. So he became a disbeliever.
Mhm.
And making fun of us for worshiping a man? Bro. That's crazy. At least ours is
Yeah.
God. You feel me? Like,
So here is where the error comes for the Garden of Eden. And we said, "Oh, Adam, live in the garden. You and your wife," Eve is never actually mentioned. The only woman mentioned in the Quran by name is Mary, the mother of Jesus, who is also the sister of Aaron. So that is an error.
wrong person, bro.
Do you know who the sister of Aaron
What,
is?
like, what do they say? Huh?
You know who the sister of Aaron is, right?
Miriam.
Yeah, the sister of Moses.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in the Quran, you have Moses' sister being the mom of Jesus.
So what do people like? How do
Moses is his uncle.
how do scholars, Muslim scholars, back that up? What are they saying?
So some of them say it's a descent and it's a title, not actually lineage, because in the Gospels it says that Elizabeth is a daughter of Aaron, because she comes from the Levitical line. Yet Mary is also called the daughter of the wife of Imran and the daughter of Imran. So she's the sister of Aaron, the daughter of Imran, and the daughter of the wife of Imran.
What the heck?
Imran comes from Amram, which is the father of Moses and Aaron and Miriam. So her brother and her father just so happens to match Miriam of the family of Moses. But because it's the same word in Arabic, he didn't realize that Mary and Miriam were different.
My God.
So he calls Mary the mom of Jesus, the sister of Moses and Aaron.
Awesome.
Yes, deny genealogy. That's
Yeah.
like no
Over
trace.
1,000 years between those two figures. Yeah,
Mhm.
Okay.
1,400 years between those two figures.
Awesome.
And they're like, oh no, it's not a problem. Even though I've never actually seen a coherent answer to it.
They don't have a coherent answer to anything.
They do to some stuff. So most of it is not.
Convincing enough.
Although the coherent answers are sometimes really bad still. They don't really work.
I
Like
haven't
one of the
heard a
coherent,
coherent
like
answer.
Muhammad made out with his nephew, when he was a little boy. So whenever he was like a toddler or some sort, he calls him in, and then he has him hold his beard while he sticks his tongue in the boy's mouth.
Oh my gosh.
And then his mom is praising Allah, saying that whoever sucked on the tongue of the prophet will never taste hellfire. So if you've tasted the prophet's tongue, you will never taste hellfire. It's actually a hadith. Now it is a Hassan hadith, so it's not like Sahih, it's not perfect, but it's a hadith that is accepted. It's not rejected. Even if you want to call it a weak hadith, it's still an accepted hadith. So this is it actually happens in multiple hadith. So you have multiple attestation to him making out with little boys. And the way that they explain that is that in the desert, whenever children, because they can't retain water as well as adults, their moms would or
Oh,
dads would spit into the
no.
mouths of kids for them to not
Gosh.
die of thirst. Well, the problem was Muhammad was not in the desert; he was in a mosque.
And he was
was
not
in
the
a
mother
city.
or father.
Correct.
And he wasn't a camel either, so like
So because he was not in the desert, he was not in a life-threatening situation, and he deliberately called the child in order to do that because
Bruh.
he calls the child and the child comes over. You can't, even though it's a coherent answer that does line up with history, it can't be
Okay.
applicable in that situation.
Right. So it's not
But
coherent.
I mean, it's technically coherent. It's just not applicable.
Okay.
Where like incoherence is like how they try to explain Aisha not being a child whenever he uh, was intimate with her, which does not work whatsoever. So, or like Adam in like the Garden of Eden not being in Earth but being in heaven. It doesn't make any sense.
It to
But
me
they
it's
have some
just they're
coherence.
just stating a fact that may have happened historically. So the mother and father, because they were in the desert, they would do this.
Yeah.
It's like this is what they did, but in our instance, that's not what they did. So to me, it's like, why are you bringing that up if it has nothing to do with what he was doing?
Yeah. Yeah. You would think.
bro.
Anyway, so no women mentioned in the Quran other than Maryam. Whether or not that is the right Mary, it's its own debate, but
I mean,
no woman actually mentioned.
how are
Not
you
even Aisha.
supposed to identify them?
The women?
You can't see anything, bro. How can you tell them apart?
So they
They're
actually
covered head
didn't
to
wear
toe.
burqas until later on because some
Yeah.
guy kept watching them poop.
Wait. That's
Oh my
not what I was expecting to hear.
gosh.
Wait, okay.
Yeah. So there was this guy that liked
He's
to watch the
awesome.
women poop because you're in a desert, so they'd have like this pooping area where you're
Bro.
dead. Like you don't poop in the streets because there's no streets, but like, hey, that area over there, we're all gonna poop there. So all the people, like the women, and like they would just line up and they would, expose their bottoms and they would poop, and then they would either wipe with stones if they were at that point in Islamic history, or they would just leave and they'd have dingleberries. But one of the guys liked to watch the women poop, and he's a companion of Muhammad. And he eventually came to Muhammad and said, "Hey, I don't want to look at your wives naked while they're pooping. I don't want to know I'm looking at your wives naked while they're pooping. So we need to do something about that." And
Oh.
it was revealed, "Hey, we should wear burqas. We should cover the women so you can't know their identity. So whenever you're watching them poop, you don't know whether it's the wife of Muhammad or not."
Oh
It's
my.
not, "Hey, pervert, don't watch women poop." It's, "Hey, let's cover the women so they're not known who's pooping."
Now we can resume the activity.
Now you can resume safely the poop
Peeking.
watching. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I knew eating on stream was a mistake.
I'll
So
never look at
uh,
a woman in a burqa the same.
Yeah.
that's the origin for it.
No,
Yeah.
the
And then you
Lord.
have this statement in, I think, Surah 25. It's in like the mid 20s, where it talks about how women should cover their bosoms and their genitals and their jewelry. So what they adorn of themselves likely is referencing their genitals, but if it's not referencing the genitals, it's referencing any gold on their chain, like on their wrists and on their ankles. So you are to cover up until the only thing visible is your face and your hands. That's one possible reading. That's one of the reasons why they still command the burqa. But historically, from the Muslim sources, you get that it was some dude watching girls poop
Awesome.
No
for
thing.
enjoyment purposes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I think of every single time is them lifting their butt flats and then pooping while this dude's watching.
Bro. Oh man.
Again, like I wish I didn't know the Muslim sources for a lot of this.
No,
There's
these
so
good.
much. There's stuff I never bring up. I'm never gonna bring up on stream
No,
unless it
these are
just
like
gets really that down bad. But
Yeah.
these are
there's
fun
so much
facts.
messed
They
up
should
stuff in
have.
it.
They should come up with the fun facts
Yeah.
of Islam.
If you want to look through some of like the really demented stuff in the Islamic sources, Sunnah2.com does have a lot of them. And if you type in a word, like any word, like a female toy,
Okay.
you type that word into it,
Yeah.
there's a
It'll
lot of
come up.
commentaries on what you can do and what you can insert into yourself,
Wow.
including severed horse
Okay.
members. After the
This
horse
might
has gone
be
through rigor
some.
mortis, you just have to wash afterward.
Oh my god.
This might be some good icebreakers. I don't know. The
Yeah.
conversation starter.
You want to know what's in
imagine
the
you're
city?
talking to a Muslim, yeah. It's like,
Actually, that's not an
oh,
idea.
yeah,
That's an illegal ruling.
okay.
Yeah. So illegally, if you're going to diddle yourself with a severed horse member, you have to wash afterward, according to Islamic jurisprudence.
Okay.
Not, hey, don't do that. That's depraved. It's you have to wash yourself after.
Which I don't think that's gonna help. You're probably still gonna.
You know what? We'll take anything we
I
can
would
get.
imagine not.
At
Anyway.
this point, it's so insane. At least we had the
Man.
common courtesy to.
Dude, if we were
So-
on Rumble, I would go through so many of
Oh
those sources
man.
right now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We need a kick deal ASAP. Funded by
Okay.
the gambling.
Eat freely of whatever you wish, but do not come near this tree, or you will both become. I'm just moving on.
Oh my
But Satan
God.
caused them to turn away from there and got them out of the state they were in. And we said, "Go down, one of you, an enemy to the other. There
What?
will be for
What?
you on earth a place to live and a provision for a while." Then Adam received words from his Lord, and he forgave him. Indeed, he is the forgiving, the merciful. We said, "Go down, all of you, from here, but indeed there is coming to you some guidance from me, and whoever follows my guidance, no fear will come upon them, nor will they grieve. But they who disbelieve and deny our signs, they are the rightful people of the fire. They will remain in it."
This is like Satan retelling the story, the Adam and
This
Eve
is-
story, his way.
This is directly from a Gnostic source,
Mm.
apocryphal source. So this is actually plagiarism, what you just read. And it's
Wow.
so obvious plagiarism that there are some Muslims that have read this, read the original sources, and then left Islam because it's such a
Really?
one-for-one copy. Yeah.
Okay.
This
Wow.
is gonna be in my plagiarism series that I'm gonna be doing. So tomorrow I'm recording the Queen of Sheba one, and this one's gonna be fun. If
Nice.
you've ever seen the Hupu, we're going through the Queen of Sheba, but this is gonna be one of them that I'm recording in like a month and a half or 2 months, 3 months. I don't know. I made some spreadsheets, my guy. Anyway,
Yeah, man.
so we have a lot of problems here, but if you notice, they got kicked out of the Garden of Earth, and there will be a place for you on Earth to live, indicating that they're currently in heaven. So the Quran thinks Garden of Eden is in heaven, not on Earth. That's an outright contradiction and historical error with the Quran, not Quran, Torah. So obvious error. Yeah. O children of Israel, remember my favor with which I favored you, and fulfill your covenant, and I will fulfill my covenant and fear me. So Allah has a covenant with the children of Israel, which is an interesting thing. And believe in what I reveal, confirming what you already have, and do not be the first to disbelieve in it, and do not exchange my signs for a small price, and keep your duty to me. So he is confirming what the children of Israel already have in their possession. What did they have? They had the Talmud and they had the Tanakh at this point. So it would have been mostly the Mishnah. So you would have the oral Torah, the written Torah, and the prophets. Allah here is confirming what the Jews had. This gets into the Islamic dilemma, where the Quran affirms the Bible contradicts the Quran, so the Quran is false. If the Bible is false, then the Quran's false, because it confirms the Bible. So either way, the Quran is false. There are hundreds of verses that confirm the previous scriptures in the Quran. This is just one of them. Surah 2 is actually the surah with the most confirmations of the previous scriptures in it. There are at least 20 in just this surah. So the next one does too. Do not confuse truth with falsehood, and do not knowingly conceal the truth.
Well, that's a
Allah
contradiction.
literally did that. Yeah. What are we talking about, bro? Wait, but do not confuse truth with falsehood. So even that is like, what if you have been deceived? When does that rule apply?
Yeah, do not confuse
like
truth
the
with
believers
falsehood.
earlier.
This is a contradiction.
They don't even
Yeah,
know
this-
they're just like they're not being good Muslims. So would this apply to them?
This would be a contradiction with 8, 9, and 10. That you don't actually know that you're not actually a Muslim, yet here he's talking to the Jews. Hey, do not confuse truth with falsehood. Well, if Allah is causing them to think truth is falsehood, or falsehood is truth, how can they how can he hold them accountable for it?
It doesn't even matter because they're not saved either way. So
it doesn't make any sense, man.
this is what it is.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris Garo, I'm gonna hop off because I gotta wake up early for work tomorrow.
All good. Yeah, I'll hop off soon as well, but like 20 minutes.
But this was fun, Chris. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'll have to join you again.
Rot our brains.
But anyways, sorry, but I didn't mean to interrupt you, but thank you, and
you're fine.
I'll see you Saturday.
All right. See you.
All right. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye, girl.
Good night. Bye.
Good night.
Boom. Man. Brain rot, man.
Now that the woman's not here, we can talk about Islam.
Yeah. Finally.
We are following the hikmah of Allah.
Real.
Yeah. So, do you urge mankind to righteousness while you yourselves forget, and you are reciters of the book? Do you then have no sense? So he's saying, you recite the book given to you by Allah. The book they recite is the Torah, so the Torah is given by Allah. Do you have then no sense? Seek help in patience and prayer, and indeed it is hard to accept for those who are humble. What? Seek help in patience and prayer. Indeed, it is hard to accept. Never mind. For those who are humble, who know that they will meet their Lord, and that him they are returning. O children of Israel, remember my favor with which I favored you, and how I preferred you over the worlds. The reason why the worlds plural here is because in Islam you have 7 worlds. You have 7 earths that are stacked on top of each other.
It's not hell.
No. And also it might be a part of I forgot what religion it was. I think it might be Zoroastrianism, where one of the religions that the Islam draws influence from, they believed in it might be Kabbalah. They believe in a multiverse. So he is the Lord over the whole multiverse of worlds. So you have 2 possible views. Either it's the 7 earths, like the 7 heavens, that are stacked, and then there's pillars that go through all of them to support them, because they're not floating in space, because Islam teaches a flat earth that rests on pillars. Or it is God. Allah is the God of the multiverse.
Okay.
It's very strange.
Fair
Very
enough.
strange. But this
Very
is
Mormon of
essentially,
them.
yeah, it's a form of plagiarism, but it's not plagiarism directly. It's more like influence directly from the other false religions.
Inspired.
It makes its way into the Quran. So that's fun. And again, the whole ear dilemma.
Yeah.
And guard yourselves against a day when no soul will help another in any way, and intercession will not be accepted from it, nor will compensation be received from it. They will not be helped. So you can't be saved. And when we delivered you from Pharaoh's people, who were afflicting you with dreadful torment, killing your sons, not killing your women, that was an immense trial from your Lord. So now Allah is causing the trial of Pharaoh doing these things. It's not Pharaoh, it's not our free will causing us to do evil. It's Allah causing men to do evil for trials of his covenant people.
Okay.
So even whenever they quote the Old Testament, they make it worse.
Bro. I mean, it's like, yeah, just inaccurate.
Yeah.
You're trying to remember everything off the dome. Like,
well, so the man Pharaoh is so inconsistent in the Quran. You also have him crucifying people.
what?
Pharaoh,
in Egypt.
Pharaoh crucifies people in ancient Egypt in the Quran.
What?
Yeah.
That can't be right. Okay.
1,000 years before crucifixion was invented, Pharaoh was crucifying people in the Quran. And it is explicitly the word for crucify, and it's the same word applied to Isa in Surah 4, where it says that they crucified him not, but Allah only made it appear so. So it is the exact same word. It literally means crucifixion in Arabic. And it says that Pharaoh was crucifying people and that his advisor was named Haman. Do you remember who Haman is in the Bible?
And I don't think so. Sounds familiar, but
he's the advisor to the Persian king in the book of Esther. I think it's Artaxerxes.
okay.
So he's a Persian man.
Brother.
Persia didn't exist when Pharaoh and Moses lived.
Bro.
But he has a Persian name, and he's the advisor to Pharaoh instead of Artaxerxes.
Bro. And not a descendant, literally
Haman.
Okay. That's outrageous. God, they mixed up the wrong biblical meaning.
There's a lot of passages, like these are all the passages on Pharaoh.
Bro.
Pharaoh comes up a lot. Yeah. And when we brought you through the sea and rescued you and drowned the people of Pharaoh before your eyes, and we established 40 nights for Moses, and then you chose the calf when he had departed from you and were wrongdoers. And this is actually where the cow comes from. This word here in the Arabic. This is a bakra. So the cow here
literally means cow.
It literally means the cow.
Yeah.
And it comes from this verse. And I think one of the other ones, like each surah is named by some random word in it that either has some form of meaning or it's just whatever they chose at that time of day. So like Taha is the first two letters. It's one of the magical letters. That's Surah 20. And they just randomly chose it.
Yeah.
33 is the allies, and that's about Muhammad airing out all of his grievances and allowing him to commit incest and get as many women as you want and kick people out of his house because he's too shy. Like it has nothing to do about allies. It's just about people who blindly obey him. But it's called the allies because that word appears once in it. It's kind of arbitrary. So, but it's the hikmah of Allah. Anyway, and then after that, we forgave you so that you might give thanks. And we gave Moses the book and the Furqan so that you might be guided. The Furqan is the criterion or the guidance. It is the most important book in the Quran, and the Quran itself is called a Furqan once. A Furqan is what is used to determine what is right and wrong. So it is also called a guidance and a light that allows mankind to know right from wrong. So this might also be called the law book. So the Furqan might actually be the Torah. And then the book given to him is either the oral Torah, it's the Talmud, or it's the Tanakh in general, and they don't actually know what that means or
Mhm.
the purposes behind that. Egypt meme.
Oh yeah, it just I looked up
Oh yeah.
just for
Yeah.
curiosity because obviously, yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't crucify in Egypt, so I double checked because again, it wasn't even a thing back then, and then
Mhm.
saw this, but yeah, it's just that's
Yeah.
outrageous
The
information.
Testify video. It's literally in the Quran. And it's Salaba, and it just means crucifixion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah, but
So
Quran does make a lot of like
errors.
historical inaccurate. Yeah, in that sense,
Yeah.
because this hasn't happened just one time. They're all over the
No.
they're all over the book. Um,
Yeah.
even again, even with Isa, Miriam, Mary, like
Yeah.
they do this all the time. I don't understand why it's not a bigger deal when it comes to the like just the realm of debates and all that in general. Like, it does come up to be fair, but it certainly is definitely faith breaking, if you will. From a Muslim that read that, bro, I was like, nah, like there's some off. But that's what happens when just you kind of thug it out. You take aspects of a lot of other things and you set your standard to be perfect as a book. Just not gonna reach it. So
Yeah. So
any
here's
errors,
Pharaoh.
yeah, I think
Here's
you
Pharaoh
say
saying, "Believe ye in him before I give you permission. Surely this is a trick which you have planned in the city and drive out its people. But soon you shall know. I will certainly cut off your hands and feet on opposite sides, then crucify you all."
jeez. Okay, bro.
So this is the punishment for causing mischief in the land.
Hmm.
So he's a Muslim apparently,
Fair.
or this is just the punishment for those who, because he's talking to his people, his his magicians, and he's saying to the magicians, "Hey, if you leave, I'm going to cut off your hands and feet on opposite sides and then crucify you." They get the punishment for apostasy in the time of Pharaoh, which makes no sense whatsoever unless Allah always gave this as the punishment for apostasy. Like this was always the punishment for apostasy, which doesn't make any sense because it's not like this was invented by Islam. But we have Pharaoh crucified,
Mm,
and
makes sense.
you can see here it's usalabinakum. This word literally to crucify.
Yeah. Salibina. What? Okay. Yeah. 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 They didn't do that.
No, they didn't. They didn't exist. You are correct.
Bro.
Yeah. So that's just a straight historical error in the Quran. No interpretation needed. Just that's an error.
Yeah.
What do you do with that as a Muslim? And this gets into Emmaus's prediction on maybe the entire time span of the Quran is just shrunk down to like 200 years, and all of the
Mm.
historical anachronisms are just him thinking that all of world history happened around 200 BC rather than like thousands of years ago. And I think that actually kind of makes sense.
Mm.
But yeah, no, Pharaoh, definitely not the Pharaoh
The
of
way this
history.
was described, definitely not how it. That's definitely not what that means.
It for
Like,
sure did not happen.
this is a clear inaccuracy. It wasn't like a timeline thing. Like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe he like they condensed it or something. No, he
Yeah.
literally said Pharaoh. Yes, the
Mhm.
Egypt Pharaoh was
Mhm.
crucifying people. That has
Mhm.
never happened.
Yeah.
So,
And the way the Quran talks about Pharaoh, it seems like he is not a title. It's like actually a person himself. So rather than having like the Exodus Pharaoh, it's just a guy named Pharaoh
mhm.
is doing these things.
I used to think that as a
Pretty much.
kid, bro. Man, it's crazy. I was like, oh,
This was
Pharaoh's the guy, right?
This was one of my favorites. So, and when Moses said to his people, "O my people, you have wronged yourselves by choosing of the calf. So turn in repentance to your creator and kill yourselves."
That's why this happened.
That will be best for you in the sight of your Creator, and He will accept your repentance. Indeed, He is the forgiving and the merciful. Al-Ramin.
September, guys. What can
Al-Ramin,
I say? No.
the forgiving and the merciful Creator accepts repentance via suicide.
Whoa. We're covering Heaven's Gate? What? Bruh.
Yeah. So this is likely from the Bible. And this is Ibn Kathir. So this is a tafsir, one of the most respected tafsirs on it. Allah ordered Musa to command his people to kill each other. He ordered those who worship the calf to sit down and those who do not worship the calf to stand holding the knives in their hands. When they started killing them, a great darkness suddenly overcame them. After the darkness lifted, they had killed 70,000 of them. Those who were killed among them were forgiven, and those who remained alive were also forgiven. So Allah forgave them for being willingly killed. So they basically committed seppuku, and God forgive them.
Wow.
The merciful, the forgiving, only forgave through ritual suicide and human sacrifice.
Sounds familiar.
Does that sound like it came from God?
No.
Mind you, the cow,
I think the opposite. But
this is supposed to be the greatest surah of Islam. This is supposed to be the miracle of all miracles. This chapter of the book is supposed to be the greatest miracle that Allah ever did. In it, we have him having ritual suicide, human sacrifice for forgiveness of sin, when he's supposed to be the most forgiving and the most merciful. That's literally what the Arabic means. So this is Ar-Rahman in the Arabic, which it roughly translates
Rahman,
to the all forgiving or the all merciful.
Yeah, Rahman.
The most merciful, the bestower of mercy.
Yeah.
Like those are the possible interpretations.
No, that is the literal, that's what that means. Well,
And he's also
I'd say-
Al-Wadud. He's Al-Wadud and he's Ar-Rahman.
Mm.
And yet he demands human sacrifice. Like human, not even suicide. And then that's how he forgave them. But this is the contradiction of other things with like they committed shirk.
Yeah.
Earlier in the surah, he was talking about how those who thought they were Muslim, doing the right thing, being good Muslims, they were going to hellfire because they were deceived by Allah. Here we have people actively choosing shirk, and Allah forgave them. Why would he forgive these people yet command the other people to go to hellfire? The reason why is because they're making fun of Muhammad, and these guys didn't.
Mind you, they don't even need to kill themselves, because
No,
your destiny's already fulfilled. Like, he has already decided where you're going. Like, you don't need to do all this. There's no point. But makes sense.
And when you said, "Oh Moses, we will not believe in you until we see Allah plainly," and while you watched, the lightning struck you, and then we revived you after your death so that you might give thanks. And we caused the white cloud to overshadow you and set down the manna and the quails upon you. Eat of the good things with which we have provided you. They did not wrong us, but they did wrong themselves. So this is like roughly paraphrasing both Talmudic passages and the Bible in general, where the kill yourselves might be in reference to the people of the Levites going out and killing the dudes who were doing the orgy during like the festivities. Whenever the sweet naive Joshua was like, "It sounds like a battle," and the veteran worldly Moses was like, "That's no battle." It's kind of like the thing in Star Wars where it's like, "That's no star, and that's no moon," and it's talking about the Death Star.
It's nice.
They're going down to the sounds of women screaming. He's thinking that they were being slaughtered.
No.
They're having a good time, and then the Levites go and they kill them all. So this is probably a reference to that. It's actually just a proper, like, it's a twisting of the Bible, but it's twisting in the worst way possible. But it's supposed to be the confirmation of and the criterion of the Torah. So the Quran is correcting something good in the Bible with something evil. If that's the criterion that Muslims hold to, I don't understand. I don't understand how they can read the cow and walk away with this religion is true. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And then when we said, go into this town, eat freely of what is there, into the gate prostrating and say repentance, we will forgive your sins and will give you more to those who do right. By those who did wrong, exchange the word that had been told them for another saying, and we sent down wrath from heaven upon the evildoers for doing their evil, even though Allah says that abrogation is essentially this, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, it's my
Oh.
favorite one. Hold on. When
Oh, the
Moses
rock?
asked for, yeah, strike the rock with your staff. Then gushed out from it 12 springs. Wow. That's crazy.
Each tribe knew its drinking place
This
too.
is okay.
So each tribe knew exactly. Okay, all right. So there's 12. That one's going that way. That's
Yeah.
Dan's for sure, man. That looks like a Dan right there.
The one.
Oh man, this was Judah. That one's Reuben. This one's Simeon.
There's water. I can use this to wipe.
Yep.
This is my place. I don't know.
This is gushing water. They're not using it to drink. They're using it as a bidet. It's
Yeah,
the
man.
proof of
Hey,
Allah.
bro. The first bidet, first ever. Wow. Yo, this is what they mean when they say the Muslim inventions, bro. The golden age of Islam. This is what they.
Oh yeah, the bidets of the 12 tribes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eat and drink of what Allah has provided, and do not act corruptly, spreading corruption on the earth. So again, there's
You
just
already
this
did
very
that, my
vague
boy.
spreading corruption on the
Yeah.
earth.
Yeah.
They just committed shirk.
Yeah.
Mind you. And when you said,
Yeah.
"Oh Moses, we are weary of one kind of food, so call upon your Lord for us, and that we would bring forth for us from what the earth grows, of its herbs
when
and
I
its
read
cucumbers and its
Quran.
corn and its lentils and its onions." He said, "Would you exchange what is higher for what is lower? Go down to a settled country. In this way, you will get what you are demanding." And humiliation and poverty struck them, and they were visited with wrath from Allah. That is because they disbelieved in Allah's signs and killed the prophets wrongfully. That was their disobedience and transgression. Who were the prophets that they're killing?
Bro.
Now you can say, okay, that applies afterwards, but he's currently talking about the people of that day in real time. Unless this is an aside from Muhammad, this makes no sense. He's just interjecting the sentence, but every word of the Quran is supposed to be spoken by Allah. Allah is in the middle of a story, and he throws this out there. So either this is an error, or it's like Muhammad talking, or Allah is just switching halfway through a conversation, or like it doesn't make any sense. Like the sudden shifts in context and purpose of what he's saying all over the cow. The cow does this a lot. Like in between each ayah. So there's this belief where ayahs are, so an ayah is a verse of the Quran where each ayah was revealed, and then Muhammad would do a long pause.
Okay.
And that's how you would know when the next ayah started.
Wow.
So
if popping.
No, not all Muslims believe that, but there are Muslims that actually believe that. Where he paused, he started talking again. Well, if the context is switching mid-ayah, I don't know how you actually solve that from that view.
Yeah.
If you don't take that view and he's just talking and it's just randomly associated, why is it so unclear? Because the Quran's supposed to be perfectly clear. Why is this all grouped together? It's a question I do not understand. Also, I'm pretty sure the herbs cute, like this list of things, is from the Talmud. Yeah. So it's interesting. Indeed, those who believe and those who are Jews and Christians and Sabians, this is a big one. Whoever believes in Allah on the last day does right. Surely their reward is with their Lord. No fear will come upon them. They're neither will they grieve. Now, what are Sabians? Sabians are this really interesting. Oh, you can't actually see my mouse whenever it is over the text.
That's interesting. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
That's weird. I thought you could. I was like following my mouse along with the text every time.
It just disappears.
Anyway, that just disappears. That sucks.
Yeah.
Okay. So Sabians are likely Gnostic Christians. I say Christians, it's like Christians in like the quote sense. Where the Gnostics, they do believe that Jesus is God most of the time. I was gonna see if he actually had this mentioned here. No, they doesn't actually go into it much.
So look like it.
There's Ibn Kathir notes that there's a difference in opinion over the identity of the Sabians. He cites several Islamic authorities who hold that they do not have a specific religion. They also note that they say a sect among the people of the book who used to read the Zabur, the Psalms. Others say that they are people who worship the angels or the stars. So worshiping the angels and stars is heresy. And there's also this view that they are Gnostics. No matter what they are, they're not Jews or Christians, but they're included with the people of the book. So likely they are people of the book who received real revelation from Allah. And they're like part of like the way the people of the book are treated in the Quran is like they're the best of all creatures, the best of humanity, the best of everything. Yet they're also called like the worst. They're called lower than rats. So there's a contradiction there. But yeah, it's very strange that the Sabians are included here, and we do see a lot of Gnostic texts being used in the Quran. So, for example, in Surah 3, whenever it goes about Jesus, it talks about how he was speaking from the cradle to the people. That is the infancy gospel of Thomas. And he teleported out of Mary, which is the infancy gospel of James.
Yeah.
Because James was so concerned with not breaking her hymen that she didn't have a physical birth. So he teleported out of her. Because they're like, oh, she's an ever virgin. She's always going to remain a virgin. Her hymen's not even broken. Now, other sects of the Gnostics believe that Jesus didn't have a physical body because they think the physical body is evil. It was invented by Yahweh. And then the true God saves them.
Okay.
Yeah. So they think that the physical realm is evil and that Yahweh is evil for inventing the physical realm. So they deny that Jesus had a physical body, that he was just a spirit being. And the reason why her hymen didn't break is because he just passed right through her.
It's odd.
Either way, the Quran includes that.
No, that's unfortunate. You can't do that, man.
Yeah. There's a lot of problems, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we made a covenant with you and caused the mountain to tower above you,
Wow.
hold fast to what we have given you and remember what is in it. So the tower, the mountain tower above you is like literally he picked up a mountain and hovered it over them and threatened to drop it on them. Where was that in the Bible?
Bruh. Makes sense.
Yeah.
The losers? Why?
Oh, yeah.
Forgot about
Yeah, and then you have to like turn away, and if it had not been for grace of Allah and his mercy, you would have been among the losers.
that is a third grade insult. You're right.
It really is. Well, this is better. How we said to them, be apes, despised and hated.
Okay, well, racist.
So literally become monk.
That's crazy.
They returned to monk.
Yeah.
Yes. They are a meme. Okay. And we made it an example to their generations, to succeeding ones, and a warning to those who fear Allah. And when Moses said to his people, indeed, Allah commands you to sacrifice a cow, they said, are you making fun of us? He answered, Allah forbid that I should be among the foolish.
Wow.
So they now have to sacrifice a cow. And he's like, are you making fun of us because we made a cow?
Nice.
It's actually a kind of a fun touch. That's a neat little.
Bruh.
I like that addition. That's one of the nice things of the Quran. There's like 6 of them. That's one of the nice things of the Quran.
Quran
that little
funny
joke.
moments. Top 10.
Yeah.
Quran funny moments.
Yes.
Doesn't compare to the Bible's
like-
comedy, but I digress.
Yeah. There's a couple of funny things, and then there's one really dumb thing, and then there's 2 things that are not immediately evil that I like of the Quran. So it's like, oh, do you like anything in the Quran? It's like, yeah, like 6 packs. Pick 6 sentences in the Quran, not 6 ayah, 6 sentences in the Quran. That's one of them.
And has a bunch of unintentional funny as well. But
Yeah, like Moses
we've been
being
talking
thrown
about
into
that.
an ark.
Yeah, we've been talking
stone
about that whole
coffin.
stream. It's the
Uh,
that's what it is.
yeah. There's a lot of fun stuff with
Yeah.
that. So it said, "Pray for us to your Lord that he would make clear to us what she is like." Answered, "Indeed," he says, "truly she is a cow that is neither with a calf nor immature, but between the two conditions, so that do what you are commanded." So not fully grown and not a baby. Why can't you just say like 2 years old? Is what the Bible actually says.
Yeah.
That's so vague. They said, "Pray for us that your Lord would he would make it clear to us what color she is." He answered, "Indeed, truly she is a yellow cow. Her color is bright, pleasing to those who see her." What
Okay.
color is the cow you're supposed to sacrifice in the Bible?
Gold.
Do you remember? This is your pop quiz moment. We've gone through Leviticus together. You should remember.
One sec.
Googling
It's
it.
not hitting. Yeah, I'm trying to think because it's not,
Okay. We've studied the Torah together.
bro.
What color?
Chris,
What's the
my
okay,
brain
what's the
doesn't
color?
retain.
What is the color of the end times cow that's supposed to be sacrificed in the temple? Do you at least remember that?
No,
Oh, I'm gonna
bro. Chris, anytime we
they cut
mention
your slave
Jews,
labor.
bro. Yeah,
Jews.
bro. The Jews, like
Okay.
I
A red
literally
heifer.
forgot. Oh,
A
that's
red heifer.
okay. Okay, heifer is the
So
one I
a
forgot.
heifer is a female cow.
Yeah.
Red is the color. So
Mhm.
this is a yellow cow.
Okay, is it McDonald's ad? I don't get.
Do cows even come in the color yellow?
I mean, the way it said that, I assumed it meant like beige-ish, but
Yellow cows.
I'm pretty
exist.
sure no.
There's brown cows.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm
I'm gonna call these
assuming
things yellow.
that bright yellow is crazy, by the way. But anyways,
That looks so fake.
yeah. But I'm assuming they meant that light brown tint, like golden. You feel me?
I would
When it said
assume.
that, but I don't know if I could assume is the issue with them.
Some of these are definitely photoshopped. But either way, yellow cow. So not in line with the Bible. Contradiction. Her color is bright, pleasing to those who see her.
Okay.
So a bright yellow cow. What nonsense is this? It's the red heifer, except it's yellow.
Yeah. I got the bright part right, but well, the
Yeah.
pleasing to the eye, but yeah.
Yeah. It's just I don't get it, man. They said, "Pray for us for your Lord that he would make it clear to us what kind she is. Indeed, cows are all so much the same to us, and indeed, if Allah wills, we may be led on the right path." They
Bro,
all look the same to us. This is closeted racism, man. They all look the same.
real?
He answered, "Indeed," he says, "truly she is a cow that is unyoked. She does not plow the soil or water the field. She is whole, without blemish." It said, "Now you bring the truth. Now you bring the truth." They're talking to Allah. Oh no,
Bro.
they're talking to Moses, who's talking to Allah. So they sacrificed her, though they almost did not. Now, mind you,
It's like, bro.
the law, the sacrificial system for like the burnt offering, the cow to be sacrificed there, you do it every year. Sometimes you do it like every month. This sounds like it's a one-time thing. When the Bible instantiated sacrifices that were continually happening week by week, month by month, year by year. But it sounds like it's a single cow that they sacrificed. And then just, we're done.
Yeah.
Sacrifice is over. That's it. Yeah. And when you killed a man and disagreed about it, and Allah brought forth what you were hiding. And we said, strike him with some of it. In this way, Allah brings the dead to life and shows you his signs so that you may understand. I literally don't know what this means.
Wait, yeah.
It might be a reference to Moses killing the slave master. But what?
It's placed very randomly.
Again,
I don't get why it's just
doesn't
shoved
make
in there for no reason. But again, also like just to go back to historical inaccuracy again. I mean, Moses is talking to Allah. Like this, like yes, he means God. No, like Is that about surely?
I mean, Moses did talk to God.
Yeah, yeah, I know that obviously, but it's like maybe yeah, I'm just tired. But yeah, because in my head I'm like, sure, it's not the same God, right? So it's like there's some things he didn't talk about God, like some of these
Yeah.
things he didn't talk to God about.
Yeah.
It's like it's very I don't know, it's very odd. But yeah, when he killed a man, this I don't know why that's there.
I don't get it, man. Then even after that, your hearts were hard and became as rocks, or worse than rocks for hardness. So they're
Okay,
like diamonds. You have
nice.
diamond hearts,
Yeah.
like Minecraft. For indeed there are rocks from which rivers gush. Indeed there are rocks that split in two, so that water flows from them. And indeed there are rocks that fall down in the fear of Allah. Allah is not unaware of what you do. So there are rocks that fall over because they're scared of Allah. Do
Bro.
rocks have emotions?
Well, who knows? Well, according to Allah, one ran away. It's,
Yeah, this gets into the rock hadith. The
in this
rock
world, bro, you
speaking
never
and
know.
running,
Yeah,
grabbing clothes. He's a painting
yeah.
sculptor.
He has feelings.
Yeah, he was
Never,
angry that he got
yeah.
struck.
Never call a rock a pebble. It hurts his feelings. Um, but
Uh,
yeah,
they're self-conscious
yeah.
about their size.
In
And
fear of Allah. I mean, if
they
you
have a
had to,
breakup and they lose part of them.
yeah, if you had to like, if you had to really try to grasp at straws here, it's like, oh yeah, it's the boulders rolling down a mountain, the rocks, but it's not. Man. It's very yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. So this is one of the verses that Muslims use to get out of the dilemma and believe that the Torah was corrupted. So have
Okay.
you any hope that they will be true when you to you when a party of them used to listen to the word of law, then they used to change it knowingly after they had understood it. So they changed it knowingly. So
Okay.
they corrupted the text. And when they fall in line with and when they fall in with those who believe, they say we believe. But when they depart with each other, they say, "Do you tell them what Allah has revealed to you, so that you may argue about it before your Lord? Have you then no sense?" That sentence doesn't make any sense, but whatever. Continuing.
Yeah.
And they then unaware, are they then unaware that Allah knows what they keep hidden and what they proclaim? Among them are illiterate people who do not know the book except from hearsay. They only guess. Hyper ironic with Muhammad supposedly being illiterate.
Okay.
Therefore, woe to those who write the book with their hands and then say this is from Allah. They may sell it for a small price. Woe to them for what their hands have written, and woe to them for what they earn by it.
This is
So
literally what you're doing, Muhammad. Anyway.
this is the verse that they point to that Jews have corrupted the previous scriptures. The problem with this is it's not actually mentioning the Injil. So the Injil, nowhere in the Quran, the Injil is ever said to be corrupted in any way whatsoever. The Injil is always treated as if it is true.
Yeah.
So you have to get past that as a Muslim. If the Gospels are true, no matter what, you can't even use this argument for it because this is just the one given to the Jews. This is talking about the Jews and the books that they had. So the Jews apparently altered the Torah, but this doesn't actually solve the dilemma because are the Jews altering it all over the world or just there? If you say all over the world, we should be able to see evidence of that.
Yeah.
We don't.
And also, Allah gave those. Yeah. So like, you're saying people corrupted your words and you have to fix it. So your words are corruptible.
Uh-huh.
So should we worship?
Should we trust the Quran
Should
if
we
the
yeah.
previous scriptures could be corrupted?
Yeah.
Would you believe in a religion that had corrupted
Yeah.
scriptures?
Yeah.
The answer should be no.
It's
Well, the Quran, the Muslims believe in a religion that have corrupted scriptures. They believe that the Torah and the Injil have been corrupted. Why believe it? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. That's tough.
And they say the fire will not touch us except for a certain number of days. That's from the Talmud, so this is plagiarism. Say, have you received a covenant from Allah? Indeed, Allah will not break his covenant. Or are you talking about something you don't know about? No, but whoever has done evil and his sin surrounds him, such people are rightful companions of the fire. They will remain in it. And those who believe and do good work, such people are the rightful companions of the garden. They will remain in it. So again, they're companions of the Garden of Eden. Yeah. And when we made a covenant with the children of Israel, worship no one except Allah and be good to your parents and relatives and to orphans and the needy and speak kindly to mankind and establish prayer and give alms. Then after that, you turned back, except for a few of you, as you are backsliders. When we made a covenant with you, do not shed the blood of your people, nor turn your people out of your homes. And then you ratified it, and you were witnesses. Yet it is you who kill each other and expel a party from your people from their homes, supporting one another against them by sin and aggression. And if they came to you as captives, you would ransom them, although their expulsion was itself unlawful for you. Do you believe in part of the book and disbelieve in part of it? And what is the reward for those who do so? Except disgrace in the life of the world, and on the day of resurrection they will be consigned to the most grievous suffering, for all Allah is not unaware of what you do.
Okay.
So if you notice, do you believe in part of the book and disbelieve
Yeah,
in
I
part
was
of it?
about to mention that. I was about to say that.
What do
Bro.
Muslims do?
Oh, abrogation was the example I was gonna
Well,
come up with. But
absolutely abrogation. Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
but there is another one.
Yes, they deny the previous scriptures.
Yeah,
And they cherry pick it because the Injil can't be corrupted. The only Injil we know about in history is the fourfold gospel.
yeah.
And yet so a lot of modern Muslims, like Dean Responds, and the Orthodox
Mhm.
Muslim,
Orthodox.
they cherry pick the Torah, not Torah, well, yes, the Torah, but the Injil. They cherry pick the Gospels and say only the red letters are the Injil, and only the red letters that agree with Islam are the Injil. So it's
Mhm.
circular reasoning and cherry picking. It's fallacy. But not only is it a fallacy, it's that they're doing the exact same thing that Allah condemns the Jews of doing, and says that the ones who do this are going to be burning in hell forever. So if you deny the parts of the book like 434, where you can beat your wife, or 65:4, where you can have intercourse with a child, if you deny those parts of the Quran, you are going to hell according to Surah 2.
Bruh.
If you deny parts of the Quran that endorse incest, you're going to hell. If you deny the parts of the Quran that command death and jihad, violent jihad, you're going to hell, according to Allah in Surah 2. So us as Christians, if we deny the parts of the book that don't line up with the Quran in order to become Muslims, we are doing the exact same thing that Allah says that if you do that, you go to hell.
Yeah,
Same with the Jews in the Torah.
bruh.
So ironically, in using 79 as the proof of corruption, 79 and 75,
Mhm.
as the proof of corruption, they're doing the very thing that Allah says not to do, to believe in part of it and disbelieve in part. Because they don't believe that Allah is clear about the confirmation of the Torah and the Injil. Because there are hundreds of verses that confirm the previous scriptures.
Mhm.
Hundreds of them. 20%, we counted in the Islamic Dilemma server. We counted ayah by ayah. There are 20% of the Quran endorses the previous scriptures.
Bruh.
1 in 5. Because things like Surah 7 just outright just quote directly from it for the entire surah. 20% of the Quran is just the previous scriptures and confirmation of the previous scriptures. So it's either directly quoting them or alluding to them or directly confirming them. 20% of the Quran is that. Yet, you are disbelieving in every clear part of the Quran that says that the previous scriptures are good for Christians to judge by and for Jews to judge by. And they're just going with their interpretation of 79 and their scholars' interpretation of 79, which both is shirk.
Mm. There's a lot of holes in this boat, man. Like,
Yeah, this arc.
Yeah, true.
The stones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real. But yeah. No, there's and we haven't even like we're in one chapter so far.
Yeah.
But we have all these not even 1/3 of the way through the
This one's
verses.
fun too.
Indeed. Oh.
We gave the book to Moses, and we caused a succession of messengers to follow after him, and we gave
Wait.
Jesus, son of Mary, clear proofs, and we strengthened him with the Holy Spirit.
Hello? wait, what's the context? What?
That's the context. That is the context. It doesn't continue it, and doesn't. It's not before it. It's
What?
literally just dropped in. Because
Wait,
again, Surah 2 bounces around from topic to topic.
yeah.
So we have here the book, so Al-Kitab, given to Moses, and we gave Jesus, son of Mary, clear proofs, so clear ayat.
Yeah.
So this might be scriptures, might be miracles, might be proofs. And we strengthened him with the Holy Spirit. Now, some Muslims interpret this as the angel Gabriel.
Mm.
Ironically, though, if you do that, you contradict the claims that the Paraclete is Muhammad. Because the
What
Paraclete
way?
is the Holy Spirit.
Okay.
So
yeah.
they say the
That's
Holy
true.
Spirit in John is Muhammad. If you say that, then you have to say that Jesus was strengthened with Muhammad. Or you have to say he's strengthened with Gabriel, which in that case makes the Paraclete the angel Gabriel, not Muhammad. So either you're removing a prophecy of Muhammad from the Bible, or you're making a contradiction.
Bruh. Pick your
I guess you're
points.
doing both in some way.
Yeah.
Either way, it's false, and either way, this is introducing Trinitarian language into the Quran.
Yeah.
Inadvertently, because he didn't understand the Trinity.
Yeah.
He thought the Trinity, according to Surah 3, was
Mary
the
was a
Father,
part
the
of that.
Mother, and the Son.
Yeah.
He didn't realize the Holy Spirit was part of the Trinity.
Yeah.
So he just uses this borrowed term. He doesn't know what it means.
Yeah.
Twice, mind you. Because it also says that his spirit was breathed into Jesus. So Jesus is the spirit of Allah. What? What do you do with this?
Yeah.
I literally don't get it. I do not understand.
You'd think like someone like Jesus, who we knew for sure what he taught because of the amount
Yes.
of just
Manuscripts
the
and
amount of
testimony and
things,
church
yeah,
fathers and
just the amount of information we have of him. And then
Yeah.
you read this and you're like, oh, okay, it's like he's a Muslim now. I have to believe he's like who's preaching Islam.
Mhm.
No.
Because he had a beard and because he prostrated when he prayed.
The
That's the
Orthodox
evidence
did
that
that.
Jesus was a Muslim.
Bruh moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still see that come up every now and then, like some random comment sections. I'm like, bro, why? Like, you can't choose
had a
this
beard.
hill to die on. Yeah, like you can't choose this hill to
He had a
die
beard.
on. Like, because then you ask further. It's like, okay, but Jesus also teaches this. Now, is he
Yeah.
a Muslim? Oh,
He
actually,
turned
no,
water
no.
into wine.
Yeah,
He literally made wine.
alcohol, but yeah,
He literally made alcohol.
yeah,
And he
haram.
prayed looking at heaven.
Yeah. Like I know as a Muslim,
Mhm.
you don't drink, but
Yeah.
or you drink, but it's bro.
Yeah.
Pork,
I mean,
pork
he
and
also said,
alcohol.
I am God, worship me.
Yeah, yeah, like that's bad.
Anyway, yeah, he accepted worship. He blessed those who worshipped him. He blessed those who called him God. And he said explicitly, I am God, in the most Jewish way possible by claiming to be the I am.
Not God, by the way. Yeah,
Not God, by the way.
not God.
Anyway.
Alright, bro.
Uh,
Yeah, the only, even according to Islam, the only like sinless human, yeah, Jesus. Yeah, he's not God. You know, it's just a normal human.
mhm,
It's like
mhm.
it's normal
This
behavior.
this is a contradiction, by the way, with the other passage in the Quran, Surah 5. So
Mm.
it is, or Surah 4. Is it always the case that when a messenger comes to you with what you yourselves do not desire, you grow arrogant, and some of them you disbelieve, and some you kill?
Okay, bro.
Um,
This is okay.
Is it always the case? So is this Allah not knowing the answer? Or is he saying that rhetorically, like it's always the case
Yeah.
that whenever you're not happy, some of them you disbelieve and some of them you kill. So it's like they always fall into one of those two categories. What category was Jesus in? If they don't always fall into this one of those two, because like Jesus is said to be believed, because he was supposed to be like the best prophet there ever was, and they outright denies that he was killed, even though in the Quran it says in Surah 3, "You caused me to die." It's talking about Allah. So like Jesus says as a baby in the cradle that you're going to cause me to live, cause me to grow, and cause me to die. So he's saying that Allah is going to cause him to die. Then they're like, oh, that's going to be in the second coming after he kills all the Christians. And then establishes the forever caliphate, then he'll die.
It's just a prank, bro. It's just a
It's
prank.
just a prank, bro. That is...
Wasn't him.
Man. And they say, our hearts are hardened. No, but Allah has cursed them for their unbelief. So little is what they believe. So they say our hearts are hardened, and it's outright refusing that and saying no, but Allah cursed them for their unbelief. This is Allah talking in the third person, mind you, because it's supposed to be Allah talking. Allah has cursed them for their unbelief.
It's like the difference in language between the two faiths is like Allah, he's the one cursing people, like in his own text. Ours, he has to judge us because of what we did. Yeah.
Yes.
Like we are the perpetrators of our sin and our faith. So God has to judge us for what we have done. This homie right here, he just want to annihilate people, bro.
Yeah.
He just want to cook.
He has an itchy trigger finger. He just wants to... Yeah.
When you give a Canadian a firearm, bro, it's like... I don't know. Canadian citizen. No.
There you go. Yeah. And when there comes to them a book from Allah confirming the one in their possession. So again, the Quran confirms the previous scriptures. Man. Although before they were asking for a great victory over those who disbelieved, and when there comes to them what they know, they disbelieved in it, the curse of Allah is on the unbelievers. So it gets back into the context of what the surah is. It's the people making fun of him because they're saying that he's a false prophet. And then he calls them apes, and that they're going to be tortured in hellfire forever for disbelieving him. So he insults them using very childish insults, and then says, "Nuh-uh, I am a real prophet. You guys are going to go to hell."
Oh, mate.
That's what the surah is. And it's just another 200 verses of that repeatedly. So that but mind you, what is he doing here? He is confirming over and over and over and over again the Torah. He called the Torah Furqan, one of the most important words in the Quran. Yet, he's condemning the Jews. So he's never once condemning the book. He's condemning the Jews.
Yeah. Yeah, actually.
Which is the problem.
Yeah.
So the Islamic dilemma holds because he's not condemning the book, he's condemning the Jews. Because they're not following the book correctly.
Bruh.
If they followed the book better, they would become Muslim, according to the Quran. So the charge isn't that the book is wrong, but it's that they are treating the book wrongly. They know what is in the book, and they're choosing to deny it. They twist it with their words. They change it knowingly. Because they know that Muhammad is in. So this is kind of the apologetic. Muhammad is saying, hey, I'm in that book. They're saying, no, you're not in that book. That's really dumb. And he's saying they know that I know that they know that I'm in the book. They're saying I'm not in the book because they're disbelievers. They're kafir. So because they're kafir, I know I'm in the book. So he's gaslighting himself and all of his followers to say that the Jews are evil for denying him being in their book, even though they themselves know he's in the book. But because he can't read their book, maybe, he can't confirm that he's not actually in the book. So he's mentally ill, where he is literally in a psychotic break right now, thinking, no, it's all a conspiracy. they're all just lying to me. They're kafirs, and they are not telling me the truth. Their book is fine. It's their words that are the problem right there. It's not the book. It's their words. But the book doesn't match up. So the Quran never condemns the book. The book condemns the Quran. And the Islamic dilemma holds.
Boom. I'm glad Allah's not our God, bro. I've like immense comfort just because bro, I would be cooked. I'll be cooked.
Yes.
Yeah. The cow's the proof.
The cow is the proof. Yeah. Oh, I guess we'll continue the cow. I mean, I wrote all of my notes. I have my journal. I have my journal.
I mean, to be fair, yeah. we were projected to stop at like 30 with the rate we were going, but we got to like 80 something or like 90. True. Yeah, would have been nice to
have all like my notes listed out for the videos we're gonna make and everything else.
Yeah,
and man. I have the streams we're doing as well, and I'm gonna have to change all my streams.
Yeah,
so I'm just not gonna write down the Wednesday streams, I guess.
I should probably send this to you anyway. One sec, just before I forget. The link for the video tomorrow, actually. People, stay tuned. The thumbnail.
I'm gonna be playing Hollow Knight.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm gonna. What do I have? Yeah, I have a medical meme. I should have had school, but again, I have a medical thing, so I'm probably not gonna. In the morning, I'm not gonna go for sure, but I don't know if I can make it to the afternoon class. What is there afterwards? Because I don't really rest, so I'm trying to figure. Well, Sundays I rest, but
you don't sleep.
You don't sleep,
bro. On my grind, you don't sleep.
Real. I actually tried to like. I've been sleeping much better. Yesterday I stayed up a tiny bit longer. Like it's still 7 hours of sleep I got. It's just I woke up too early. That's the issue,
brother.
And I couldn't go.
I wish I could get 7 hours of sleep.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I have 2 kids.
It's like yeah, but for me, it's like I just vomit. I vomited today on stream. No, so I had to eat. But
we're still live, right?
Yeah, I know. I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna change my name to Puddle or Vomit Boy, something like that.
No, I still had that pulled up. Hold on.
Yeah.
No. Puddle, I said hi.
Yeah. This is hilarious. I know, bro. I'll give it whatever. I'll change it.
No,
Puddle. Puddle cafe.
There we go. No. Just the puddle on the back and the bottom. That's the inside joke.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Right in the stream, anyways. Thanks, guys, for coming out, tuning in, talking. If you have any last second comments, I'll answer anything. Otherwise, we'll probably head out for tonight and then maybe finish Surah 2 this month.
For real? Oh yeah. That's good. I mean, to be fair,
the cow.
Yeah,
the cow is the proof. I'll have to put cow part 2 in the next thumbnail.
Yeah, man.
We
could just literally put just a picture in the thumb.
Mind you, like the cow is the proof of Islam. Did what we just read convince you Islam is true?
I would say the opposite happened, but it's fine. But yeah, not really. I just don't get what argument they use that they're convinced that this is like, this is the one right here. This is gonna prove our faith. Like, nothing was point was made.
So their view is that the Quran is so well written that it's a miracle.
It's not well written.
Specifically, the cow.
No.
Specifically, the cow is so well written that it's a miracle. I have never fallen asleep while reading a piece of literature before. The cow literally put me to sleep the first time I read it.
Bruh.
I'm not even saying that to be like mean or polemical.
No,
I actually fell asleep while reading it around the 200 mark because it gets so dreadfully slow.
Yeah.
and just repeats itself over and over and over and over again. It was hard for me to stay focused and actually read the thing. So I had it took me 3 attempts to get through the cow.
Yeah.
So I do not get every single time I mentioned that, like, people who don't know that the cow is one of the greatest miracles of Allah, and they usually stop me and they're like, wait, the cow? It's like, yeah, the cow. And like, the cow.
Interesting.
Yes, the cow is considered to be the greatest miracle of all time. And they still don't believe, and they have to show them the tafsir. And then they're like, this is nonsense. What are you talking about? So,
Yeah, man.
anyway, it's a good time. Good time.
Yeah. Cow.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank
Viewers,
you for joining.
stay tuned for tomorrow. Shroud video coming up. So
Well, Friday. Today's Wednesday.
wait. It is Wednesday. Bro.
You didn't even have Labor Day on
This
Monday.
is
I don't know what you're
school.
talking about.
Yeah, that this is
Yeah,
school.
you're a
School did this, bro.
Slave.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I've lost track of all time. That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should end stream. I'm about to die.
Okay.
My brain's having a
May the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, and fellowship of the Holy Spirit with you always. Good night.
peace.